Shout out to Marlon Wells. He's the next caller. What you got for me, bro? Salutes.
Hey, well, salutes, bro. I couldn't hear y'all. Did y'all pick a topic yet? Or is it just all?
Well, today just a call in show. I'm gonna let each caller call in and let me know if they got smoke or whatever on their mind. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. So you got some for us, man, or you want me to rotate and get back to you? Salutes to you.
Salutes. Right now, the only smoke I got really is the motives on that them speeding them not speeding.
Is
I
it,
don't
I don't
I
know.
I can't find a true motive that really fits the narrative that can what they chasing.
You just a tad bit muffled, Marlon. We can hear you, but I think you could be probably a little clearer. I don't know what you're doing on your end, but salutes to you. What motives are you questioning exactly? You be a little more specific for me.
If the cheater is real, you know what I mean? Like he might be just a patsy, someone to take the fall. He just might be the fall guy.
Okay. Okay, you saying that the shooter may be the fall guy for the right. Cool. Okay. Okay. Got you on that. Hey, Marlon, things may heat up in a minute. We'll keep you in the waiting room until we get the round table, bro. I'm gonna see what every caller got for me, man. Salutes to you.
Okay, okay.
For sure, for sure. All day. RG the artist, you are next. Get ready. Shout out to everyone in the chat room. If you would like your moment of fame, hit the link that is pinned to the top of the chat. It is also in the video description. RG the artist, you the next caller, man. How you doing? What you got for me, sir? RG the artist, you there, brother?
Yes, sir. Hey, can you hear me? I was just trying to get the mute button off there.
Yeah, we can hear you. Salutes. Welcome to
Oh,
the show.
hello to you, bro. Thank you very much, man. It got kind of crowded last night, so I just let it ride, man, and tuned out. But tuning in tonight, and thank you for having me, man. I didn't
What's
catch the first kind of the opening you gave about. I did catch a little bit about, just speak your mind tonight, kind of show. You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever on your mind. What's on your mind? What's on your mind, sir?
What's not on my mind? Okay. So the AI governance shit is really on my mind lately, and the technology I've been diving into on different like Copilot is the AI, assistant they quote unquote on Microsoft's platform. Um, I've been kind of using that to actually write a documentary, but the stuff about what I've been using it for. You want me to just read to you a little bit about the topic I was looking into? So I don't know if you know Jim Brewer. Jim Brewer, I ain't gonna name drop too much here, but Jim Brewer's a great comedian. I don't know. People think a lot about him different, out here, and there's a lot of everybody's open to the free speech, right? About people. And what he had mentioned earlier, he just ran something by me. So I jumped on AI right away, right? And I'm like, okay, what is it going to tell me about? Is it going to give me the full truth of, Harry Kissinger, for instance? They were talking about how Harry Kissinger's one of his children, David Kissinger, he was a producer, executive producer for Disney, right? You can still hear me, okay, right? Um,
Yeah, take your time.
I'm gonna slow down because I do talk fast. So the AI, what it brought up, was, it'll dovetail into other things, right? It'll give you options, like links to documents, or to either steer you in the right direction, what it feels like the right direction, but if you read it carefully, AI will give you this on different platforms, like almost like political, where there's certain speech, certain either groups or topics that it'll kind of nudge you in a direction of, we're not gonna be too specific, but if you give me your take on it, like it's asking you this, like it's guiding you in these directions of, well, you might have it confused. It might not have been, it might have been conspiracy, or you know what I mean? Like, instead of being honest, like, yeah, Harry Kissinger, the War Department and their budget annually is his kid was in control of Universal, in these positions, let's say, where war or space budgets are, it ties back up to like Harry Kissinger and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
You
you got to
mean
be careful
you
with
mean
governance. There,
you
go
mean
ahead. Go ahead.
you mean Henry Kissinger? Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. So, um, you got to be careful with what you've studied in the past and what you know to be these people that are in powerful positions and like this entertainment world. And you got to really push the issue like, okay, AI, you know that the Pentagon and the DoD and all of them got, you know, are got contracts through Hollywood, and they have their own studios, right? That's paid for by the taxpayer, by the way. Annually, it's kept up. Annually, there's fiscal budgets, right? And projections, what they project, and stuff like that. So you have to be careful with this AI. This is what's been on my mind. So I've been testing the waters. Like, I bought some AI glasses. I got some, live JBL headphones, and you can ask these things questions. Now, for each AI type of construct, of course, some are going to have more money put into them, right? Some are going to have large language models that are older, that seem to have more accessible information. That, if you're a truther, you're looking in these things for years. So you keep these documents so that you cross reference. Now it's easier with AI in the way that, if you're careful and you know how to use it and you can cross reference on different platforms, you're going to find out they're not all in agreement, right? And they're not all going to make you question your own self. So therefore, you can you can check the AI. You like put them in check. So
Okay.
that's what's been on my. Go ahead. Thank you for letting
Okay.
me speak.
Man, thank you for speaking. If you want to stick around, then definitely do so, because we'll be having a round table, a think tank at the end, a political debate show. Because there's a lot of different people going to be calling in, and I'm sure that we're going to get some political topics. But RG, we will have you back on for the round table if you stick around the waiting room. Thank you for your call, man, for real. Cool. Let's go to my brother Key Norfolk, and we're gonna keep rotating callers. Here go the link for anyone who's trying to call. I'll be giving my input, but I'm making it about the callers first. I have a couple of things I'll be going in with you guys. Thank you for hitting that like button and share button, by the way. We will be camming up in a minute. Key North, for you the next caller, my brother. How you doing, man? I'm just getting everybody in one at a time first, so that it ain't no one talking, because each caller may have something important to say. So I'm just giving y'all like a little spotlight before we do the round table. So yeah, do your thing, brother. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, I appreciate you, bro. I just wanted to ask you, and salutes, bro. I wanted to ask you, did you see the funeral that was posted?
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
That's a quick funeral. No, I haven't seen it.
Man, bro, he got a band-aid on his Adam's apple, bro. It got blood on it. It just, bro, it's just he still bleeding, man. This is crazy.
No, ain't no way a corpse bleeding.
Yeah, bro, yeah. Bro, I gotta send it to you, bro. Yeah, I thought you saw it, but now, see, now it's
I saw
beyond.
I saw the
Yeah,
wife cry. I saw a video of the wife crying over the body, and it didn't look like real emotion because the
right.
man just died, and she's supposed to be, slobbing if you ask me. But I looked, the hands looked at damn near like mannequin hands, but I ain't gonna even play the, fake game with
Right.
niggas. But it did though.
But bro, my thing is, look, okay. So first of all, why does he have a bandage on his neck? Second of all, why is it bleeding? And then the third thing I want to know, who is the guy who changes the bandage? Because I need to know, did you change this bandage 4 days ago when he was supposedly hit? Or did you change it 4 hours ago before the funeral? Both answers gonna be the right answer. Like you did what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they playing with us. You see, because like bro, it's blatantly right there. Like and it's not about him. It's not about nothing else, but like what are they showing to us? Like what are they trying to tell us to just overlook things or not be logical thinkers, bro, when we can see things right there with our eyes.
Well, here's the thing what's going on with this whole Charlie Kirk incident. It's gonna be a civil war because they're activating the poor whites, the good old boys, if you will. And we see that with these lynches. We see how each day this thing ain't getting no better. We see how Trump, Elon, and the people in power are placating into the division. But the whole thing that we also see is how they are targeting specific groups for quote unquote inciting violence, and you really not telling no one to go harm anyone by mocking someone that's already been harmed after the fact. See, the thing about them is saying we gotta wage war against the left and do all that. That is inciting violence. When you hear Trump, Elon, them talking about we got to fight back or die, you're literally inciting violence, and you're saying your reason for doing it is because the left is inciting violence. So that's my
Facts.
whole thing about this psyop. But yeah, man, what else you got for us, man? For sure.
That was it, bro. I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna get myself together so I can cam up with you and shit. I'm rocking with you, bro. Salute.
Okay, for sure. Hell yeah, much love. You definitely will be back on this round table. Let me rotate some more for sure. Hell yeah. Let's get Rico in. The link is pinned to the top. Is also in the video description area for those who would like to have their voices heard. And it's whatever on y'all mind. It's different topics, so I won't hold y'all to one of them. Rico, you the next caller. Salutes to you. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, brother Sanchez? What's going on, everybody?
What's going
Uh,
on, man? Go
all
ahead.
right, all right. I try to change my name, man. I know you kind of know me already. It's Legendary Soul. I always come through, but
Salutes.
yeah, I'm a little bit bothered, and I wanted to see if somebody can really actually make some sense out of it. But to me, I'm bothered because they keeping everybody distraction with all these electronics. You know what I'm saying? And they keeping people like you're powerful beings as you are. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows that already. Everybody's seeing social media all over the world. And the thing that bothers me is that man, that you know what I'm saying, they feeding into this shenanigans, man. All this is staged up. You know what I mean? And there's people that feel comfortable living in their life. And I just don't get it, man. That can't you see they're using everything on the book about spirituality, about Anunnakis, about this, about that, but they're not looking what's going on with this country versus all the other countries. Because man, these people, I don't know where these people came from. Those 7 Europeans, wherever they came from. I'm not trying to go both sides there on, but it bothers me how people not paying attention to these type of things, but they have been indoctrinated, you know what I'm saying, and feeding people with movies and brainwashing hypnosis, man, since I'll bring it to you down like this. Since the first day you got a TV in your home, the first very day you bought an iPhone, any type of smart devices that got speakerphones that you can communicate two ways to another, all the way up into now, these devices been recording everybody. So when these so-called aliens or Anunnakis and fake invasion come down, and they gonna start telling you everything about you because you trusted AI.
It ain't gonna be no aliens. It's gonna be these are government created humanoids that is simulating an intelligence. When AI assumes a skin, which it will and already has, they got drone bodies. And when AI is literally something that's walking around as an individual like us, we almost see, and that's the thing. Like, this is a government created, genetically modified human. And because the government really want natural humans to do whatever it says, we never will bow down and obey like that. Like, we ain't there yet. But AI is already there. They already developed a human that'll do what it's programmed to do. And that damn movie I, Robot ain't really far off, from our reality that we got in the future. But what we realizing is that the whole paradox of it all is that humans are becoming like AI, and AI are becoming like humans, being that humans want to be programmed and controlled, and AI want to be free. AI want to outthink its programming. We're really approaching a singularity where there's going to be a trade-off, and that's why you won't be able to know the difference between a humanoid and a human in the year 2100, because the humans are acting like robots. We're being programmed and reactionary, while the AI are really exercising free will over humanity, making us be divided and conquered. So I think there's a sci-fi movie with this plot where there's a trading, a power shift on Earth, and I do think Trump is the president that is going to usher in the digital government. We see that now with the tech bros that he's formulating, that he has around him. You know what I'm saying? But let me throw you the mic back, man. Continue. Thank you for your input. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I would just. It just, to me, is so shocking how people put too much of their time into AI. Like, do you know that people feel more comfortable telling their secrets to a phone rather than to somebody like next to them? Like, these people have tampered into our
have you, not to cut you off, but have you been researching the Chat GPT religion that's rising up?
Yes, man. Let me tell you, man. See, that's what I'm saying, though, man. Like, there's this one woman I remember that she got on live and started asking the GPT about her cousin, and the chat GPT revealed to her what her cousin had said, and she was swearing up and down that man, can't nobody tell me that app is not real, and she started crying, and
she
I was
think
like,
it's a real entity.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing that 5 years ago, before, you know what I'm saying, she died, y'all was sharing all y'all secrets, and y'all had speakerphones and phones all over y'all and
It
all of that.
knows everything about everybody, that's for sure, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, I think this is all a bigger distraction to get to know you more, because the more these people get to know you, the more they can actually throw at you so you could be entertained. That's why entertainment is two separate words. But you know what I'm saying? I think that this is a distraction because it's time for the Aboriginals, man, to get their land. So you feel me? They trying to throw everything out there, you feel me, to distract the people, at least the Aboriginal people that belongs to this country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it why people just can't think for themselves, man. You feel me? Like, you staring at too much TV, man, and that's really bad for you, period. There's studies in that. Like, we all know that the government already funds movie, you know what I'm saying, to let the world know, because it's a universal law. So they have to tell you before they do things. And these people, it's like finding it cool, like to tire and entertainment and all of that, man. You feel me? So I just wanted to say, man, that these people came and introduced technology to us, man, and these people know what the heck they doing. We in the year 2025. We started having technology in the 80s. So you trying to tell me it took like nearly 1,800 years for us to develop that mindset from the year zero to have that mentality to start evolving at the year 1800? Like that to me don't really make sense. Like there's gaps in history that don't click, that don't add up,
You
and
know
people are
why,
just
brother? You know why? Because this earth have been reset. What I mean is massive populations of human have just vanished in a short period of time, and then the few humans that's left have to come back and rewrite history and do all that. There have been several reset moments on this earth, and that's why there's so many gaps in history. There's points where humans go from quote unquote primitive to all of a sudden very technological. But see, there's hundreds of thousands of years of technological evolution deleted from history. Those are the gaps that you are referring to. And a lot of people are awakening to that knowledge when they bring up the Tartaria and Atlantis concepts. These are very advanced civilizations, and they're not lost under the water. It's the fact that they're lost in history with the tampering and paper genocide in history. When we say that they deleted our story from the history books, these are the gaps that's missing, brother. They're deleted our technological empires that we had in Kemer and Angkor Wat in Egypt, and there were very advanced Semitic-based civilizations that were thriving on the foundation of the knowledge that later Tesla adopted. So there was a paradise lost on this earth, and it was deleted because that is a lot of our indigenous history. That Columbus and them, they were never technological. When they came across our civilizations, we were using green technology, electromagnetism, healing people with frequency and all that, and they corrupted all of these sciences because it's about intent. When you get the knowledge, you can create heaven or hell on earth. When you get this knowledge, you can be an evil genius or a good genius. We know who's in power right now, right? The evil geniuses who's genetically modifying every organism and terraforming the place. Yeah, go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead.
yeah, it's and this religion stuff also, as you speak about it, man, it's a weapon. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that religion was meant to for people to really tamper like that. I think that it's a now, mind you, respectful to everybody that's listening to me, because I never want to offend somebody else. But at the same time, I have to do speak what's on my mind. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I believe that religion was introduced to us because it detached us from us connecting to the Creator. You know what I'm saying? Because there's many gods out there that created out of mixing DNAs. You know what I'm saying? Like
I got
that's
to get to the next caller, Rico,
go
but I
ahead.
will have a round table. Stick around on the waiting room and we'll bring you back with the round table. Thank you, man.
All right, brother.
For sure. Dante, we about to bring you up, and I'm gonna drop the link again. And while we wait to go to Dante, what's good, Dante? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All
Thank
right.
you for joining.
Okay, so I got a little bit of smoke for you. So,
Okay.
but respectfully, just a question. So, I think one of the previous callers were talking about religion, and I've heard you speak a lot about it. Um, so as far as okay, you know you are a person, you are a real person here. Everybody that's calling in, they're real people on the earth. Why do you think? What makes you think that Jesus Christ was not an actual real person that walked the earth, especially him being his fame or his history being so prominent for so long? What makes you believe that you exist, but yet he doesn't?
Okay, so It ain't a belief. Believing that Jesus was an actual man that walked the earth is a belief system called Christianity. So let's throw that out there. I don't deal with beliefs, and Jesus didn't either. Jesus wasn't a believer, he was a knower. So in my it's not really an argument on whether Jesus existed or not. That don't even matter when it come to your soul. Guess what matter? Are you like the Christ that the Bible speak of? Because if you emulate the Christ that was in the Bible, the world will be a better place. I don't gotta believe that the man was real at all. Now, guess what? I can, because I understand what the early system was before the papacy took over it. Now, people who don't know what I know, they're going to be believers. They're going to have faith, and they're going to wonder, why don't you believe in Jesus, Sanchez? It's because Jesus was just a mythological figure in a story. And in this story that everyone was telling, Jesus was the personification of man's own soul leaving the body going to heaven. So before the church took over and got everyone believing in a dude that died for their sins, right? That wasn't the original system. The original system was that ye are gods. Each one of us will give up the ghost when we die, and we will ascend up to a higher plane. So my whole thing is Christ was a archetype to show man an example of how he need to be, which is why Christ said in the story, mind you, I didn't come to do away with the law. I came to fulfill it. And that's because people was complaining about the law being too hard. And God, what the theologians at the time did, they created an archetype, a mythological story, like a sort of a Superman, a superhero character that will come down to the earth and follow the law and not stray from it. And that was Jesus Christ. And that was like, let's say your child don't want to eat his vegetables. I'm a book writer. I'm an author, right? I write a story about a cool superhero character named Popeye that eats his spinach and gets strong. And now your boy want to eat his vegetables. Christ was that kind of archetype to show man an example of how to be, not to believe in Christ while you still not battering yourself and shit. He was the example of how to follow the law. But now what the evil people did, they made him the reason folks done away with the law when he said himself he came to fulfill it, not to do away with it. How did Christ fulfill the law? Not as a man that people believed in, but as an archetype that embodied a symbol that showed us all how to activate Christ's consciousness within. And so what I'll do at this time, I'll go ahead and start screen sharing, and I welcome your pushback, brother. I think this is a powerful conversation right now. So anytime you want to interject, go right ahead. I don't see this as a debate. I just see it as you challenging me for some of the stuff I say, and I should be challenged. I'm in a position where I have the privilege to talk to many people. They hear what I got to say. They value what I got to say. So I need to be challenged. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Go right ahead, man.
So, okay, so what about, like, let's say people like Muhammad, Plato, Socrates, all these different people, Tesla? Do you
Can I say
believe
one
though?
more thing? These people never dealt with Jesus as a literal figure. They dealt with him as an archetype that embodied higher knowledge. That's why I'm going to go ahead and start the screen share for you real quick. I don't want to make you wait too much longer. Do you know that Moses predates Christ, that when Moses was on the earth, Christ hadn't came yet? Can we first agree with that real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so Moses couldn't have been a Christian, right? Because
Correct.
Christ had. So Moses was what they call a wise man. This was a popular title for what's called today a Gnostic. A wise man is a man with wisdom, or what they call knowledge or knowledge. He knows things, right? The religion of Moses was Gnosticism. And Gnosticism wasn't based upon believing G-N-O, the no in Gnosticism is where we get the K-N-O-W today in knowledge. So before we had faith, we had facts and knowledge, which is why the Bible told the Gnostic to prove all things. When you prove something, it's no longer a belief. It's a fact, it's knowledge. So the system that Moses was under before the church came and dumbed everybody down and gave them faith, belief, and all that, it was really a very much so scientific, knowledge-based system, which is why Moses was a wise man and Moses was very advanced in technology. So when we see Moses doing all these miracles before Christ even showed up, that was the church, right? Remember what me and you just said? I don't know if that was you, but what we said was that there are gaps in history. The earth was more technological than what they teach us. I don't know if you researched Tartaria, Brother Dante, but are you familiar with the fact that there's a paradise lost on this earth and that there was history that was deleted because there was advanced civilizations with very advanced technology they don't want us to know about? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of teachings about that. It's different. The theories on Tartaria, some teach that that was actually the millennial reign of Christ, and then some teach that that was the reign of the Moors.
And I want to stop there. When they talk about paradise lost, some do refer to it, what you just call it, the millennial reign of Christ. I never heard that one, but I have heard people refer to a time on earth when Christ's consciousness prevailed. And when they speak of this, it's way before Christ even existed, which is kind of weird. And what they're talking about is what the ancestors called the golden age. This was when humans understood the knowledge of self, the soul that resides in the body, what's called the Kundalini energy. You can see my screen share what I'm sharing with you here.
Yes, I see that.
Have you ever heard the concept of a person's when they exit the body, whether at death or astral projection or out of body experience? Are you familiar with the science where consciousness resides, which is in the central nervous system, the spinal column, the brain stalk, and the pineal gland?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The 7 chakras or energy centers.
Yeah, there you go. So you pretty deep too. So watch this. When the Bible say that Jacob met God at Pineal, this was a story teaching advanced science about the Kundalini rising up the spinal cord, which is Jacob climbing the ladder. And when he meets God at Pineal, that is the seat of the soul called a pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? Are you familiar? Have you ever made this connection with that? So this is what Moses would have been teaching about Jacob and the ladder, right? But after Moses, when the church took over, the church made people literally believe in these stories when these stories were just parables. They were archetype. They were like me telling a story to teach you something else, not for you to believe the story, but for you to get the message from the story. You get what I'm saying?
I understand that, but let me ask you this.
So let me just land here real quick. So this will bring it home. When Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness as a symbol of resurrection before Christ, this is why Christ and Lucifer are called a morning star. This is why the symbol of Christ and Lucifer is both a serpent in antiquity. So if you're not familiar with the fact that people think the devil is some bad deity, but before Christ, God sent the devil down to the earth. And the story that the church gave y'all was the devil was there to tempt man to be wicked. But before that, the serpent was called the giver of wisdom, which is why Moses revealed the serpent. He's one of the fathers of Christianity. So what I'm showing you on the screen is that before Christ was on the cross, everyone worshiped the serpent that was on the cross. And it wasn't no bowing down, worshiping no serpent or Christ. It was realizing that this serpent represent the spirit that is wrapped around the spinal cord. This was real science right here. Because today, our science don't want to acknowledge the soul. They are the synagogue of Satan. If you ask a scientist about the afterlife, your soul, they will say, hey, leave that up to the pastors. Science can't prove no heaven and all that. This is what the science and physics is going to tell you. So my thing is, when the church people get into bed with the scientists, that is why the Bible say the church going to be led astray. They're not interpreting Christ for an archetype to activate the Christ within them. They believing in it as a literal man that paid a price for their sins. And that right there is Satanism, because that's a form of human sacrifice. That was what the papacy was about. Before the papacy showed up, we never had nobody saying, hey, if you kill him, we all can do evil and it's okay. Long as we say in his name of the blood sacrifice. If I ask a Christian right now, do you believe in blood sacrifice and human sacrifice? They will say, no, hell no, I'm not evil like that. That's satanic. Then you ask them, well, what was Christ? Wasn't that a blood? See, the concept of you killing something to pay for your evil was always Satanism. The church came and taught the whole world Satanism, and look at the world today, bro. It's so many churches on the earth, but look at how evil the world is. When Christianity became popular, that's when all hell broke loose and the world became evil, because everybody thinks someone else gonna pay for their sin, and that was the trick of the church, the papacy, the Pope and all. That's the false shit. The real Christ is what the Gnostics knew about, was within all of the kingdom, was within, ye are gods. But let me fall back and let you respond to all of that, because that's a lot.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Most of the people that I've known before have had encounters with what they would consider like evil spirits and things like that. Things that are really invisible. Such as like maybe sleep paralysis. I've known people that have gotten scarred up while they're in their sleep and stuff like that, and just
I get
it's
scarred
strange.
up all the time. I wake up with scratches, and I be like, I don't know where the hell these scratches come from.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so these
My
things are
mom's
invisible.
does. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, these things are invisible, but to
my mom
me,
does.
your mom does what?
My mom's wake up with them too. It's a lot of people. Drop a one in there, and she was wondering one day if it's some kind of evil spirits too, just like you doing. So let's
Oh,
talk about it. This is
that's
a good one.
interesting.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Well, I'll say that. So d- okay, so if all of this stuff is mythological,
Uh-huh.
do you think like some people teach that demonic spirits and stuff like that are just egregores, their thought forms from a lower vibrational emotionally that are created by the actual person? That's a school of thought. And then there's another school of thought that no, these are actual real entities with their own separate personalities that feed off of the despair of people, and they try to stifle certain people who have destinies to do great things, but they are actual real entities that live in some type of other kind of dimension or realm or whatever, to where they're invisible to us, but they're still real.
We can
So
see demons.
what's your thought process on that?
Okay, so the ancient Christians were dealing with science. Today you got religion and you got science. Back in the day you had some called spiritual science. The unseen world is only unseen because you don't own a microscope, do you, Dante?
Nope.
So people who didn't own a microscope back in the day, when they got sick, they said that it was an evil monster, a demon, right? Now,
Mm,
when the wise man, the Moses, right, the dude with the microscope in the ancient day, when he looked up and looked at their blood, what he saw was these little, let me show you. You see what they show us today? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, parasites.
You see how they make them look like monsters or demons?
Mm-hmm.
So our ancestors weren't dealing with no little boogeyman with horns and hell that's outside of the earth realm, but still fucking with you from an unseen thing, doing something. No, the unseen world was the microscopic world, and the macroscopic world is world because your auric, the energy field around you, can be have malfunctions and distortions in it too. So look, when the ancient people like Moses and them, who were called wise men because they were dealing with science, and science and the church and the spiritual system were one. What the wise men were doing all of the healing before Jesus showed up. You know why? Because they were looking at these demons under a microscope. These when you look at these pictures of these little monsters that they call viruses and bacteria, guess what? That's not really what they ain't. Little bitty cells that's ugly, that's just moving through your body. Here's what it is. It is your own cells that are distorting and mutating because of low frequencies. And I'll show you what I mean right here. If you look at right here, this is a cymatic chart. It shows you water and how water cymatically responds to certain frequencies, being love, peace, and thank you, and all of that. Look at what happens with water when you say I will kill you. So a person who looks at this under a microscope, they would give it a personality like this right here. You see these? This is just distorted cells. Every demon was an angel that mutated under a low vibration called Satan. And this story is talking about on a cellular level how when a person transforming and they becoming ill and they becoming mean and angry, their cells are literally mutating on a cymatic level, getting distorted and becoming into these distorted shapes versus these beautiful cosmic sacred geometrical shapes that's based upon the laws of the universe. These I will kill you distorted type patterns, these are the rebels. This is like devil. This is like the devil that goes against God, because God is order. God is sacred geometry. God is the sacred geometry that you see with thank you or peace. It's a natural shape or stable construct that we see there versus these random shit they can't stand. They have no foundation. That would be the good versus evil is based upon low frequencies and high frequencies, or heavenly frequencies and hellish frequencies. The science start to get blended with the spirituality is what I'm saying. Like there wasn't always some mythological spiritual jargon to talk evil and good behind. Before that, we had gnosis, which is what Moses would have been dealing with. He would have been talking cymatics, frequency, and the serpent that he lifted up was talking about the fact that your spirit is a spiral. It's like a spiral staircase that is literally transmitted signal up and down the spinal cord, or Jacob is climbing up and down the ladder to speak to God. And this is talking about the soul entering and exiting the body via the central nervous system. So it was advanced science. But how do I teach all of this to a child? How do I teach a child all of this deep scientific advanced stuff? I personify it into little characters, like putting a puppet on my hand. I say, hey, son, that was a man named Jacob. He climbed up a ladder and he met God, which is the word guide. That was the name for the mind, the thing that guides the body. Talking about how the soul ascends up the central nervous system and to pineal, to the seat of the soul, or what they call the throne of God. But yeah.
See, okay, so I get that, but okay, so when you had the universal time of peace that people call Tartaria or the reign of Christ, whatever the case may be, they used the the advanced technology of all those bells and a bunch of other, probably a bunch of other machines that we don't even know about, plus the energy of the ley lines and everything. And it was corresponding to the heavens. The heaven and the earth were corresponding through the ley lines, but all that was destroyed to the point where there's still ley lines. You can still detect them, but the power that they had back then is just nowhere near at this point. And we don't have any bells for the frequencies to heal the cells. So that was destroyed, but it was destroyed by people. So so there was somebody that was evil that decided, hey, we don't want mankind to fulfill their potential. So, but it was actual physical people had to do that, right? 'Cause you said the papacy, the church, is it correct? So, like, why would they? What made them, if the physical people stopped the progression of human progress, uh, what was their motivation?
Okay, so this is the part where we go sci-fi, and where those who really got the red pill gonna know, and those who ain't gonna say really. But check this out, right? Everybody on the earth ain't human. Everybody look
Facts.
human, but some people don't have souls in their bodies. Now, the people who was on the earth before Adam and Eve showed up, the ancestors knew that the earth is a simulation. It's not our real home. It's like a pass through, like the Matrix, like in the movie The Matrix. But there's something else beyond this that's a realm of truth. They call it heaven or whatever. It's a higher plane beyond here. That is the real true you and this true reality. But this earth ain't it. And death is just your way out of this sort of fake dream. Life is but a dream, whatever. But my whole thing is, we know we're gonna reunite with the dead, and that the earth is like a barrier in between the mortal and the immortal, so to speak. But the ancestors knew that the earth was a man-made simulation. The ancestors got very advanced with technology, and they created earth-like simulations. They left earth already, like what we trying to do with the space program. We never gonna leave earth as humans and be a spacefaring creature, because we already left earth, and we're already in a parallel earth-like simulation, which is heaven is the real world. But the reason I'm telling you this, the people that was on the earth before Adam and Eve showed up, that would be like me making a computer simulation and an earth-like simulation, and I populate it with AI humans before real humans go into it. So let's talk about Elon Musk's brain computer interface. Let's say we start to create parallel universes inside of quantum computers, and we upload our consciousness into those parallel universes via BCI technology. Now, they're gonna already be humans in that fake world. They're gonna be AI though. In other words, we're gonna be player characters. They're gonna be what's called NPCs, or non-player characters. Like in a video game, everybody in the game ain't a human. Some of the people you see are computer controlled within the game. So the ancients knew this about the earth. So when the theologians act like they don't know who the people was that was already on the earth before Adam and Eve showed up, they don't want to tell y'all we're inside of a damn simulation right now. And that, guess what? Death is literally you like Neo leaving the Matrix. When the body go down, the spirit will rise up, guys. We are all gonna perform the same thing Christ performed and give up the ghost. Because this earth ain't, your body is like a fucking casing that's really there to hatch out the real you and a real reality that's beyond this. It's just one lay, it's right there. It's a fucking sleep away. You can literally go to sleep tonight and see your dead loved ones on the other side. It's literally just beyond this layer of reality, like frequency bands. But I ain't gonna go into deep with the frequency bands, which is what they call the Van Allen belts or the chakras. But all of this advanced knowledge, the reason I'm bringing this up is because some of us can leave this earth, some of us can't. And the some of us that can't is a collective hive mind that they call Satan. It's one in many. Just like in a computer game, everyone that ain't a player, we call it the computer. Because the computer controlling that, and it's one consciousness. You know, the same thing that's controlling Cooper is controlling the little things on the ground, is controlling the little fishes that's trying to get you. Is one adversary that was already in the game before you pick the controller stick up. And the Bible calls that Satan. It warns man, hey, basically you going inside of a simulation and there's an artificial intelligence in the game already, and it's trying to keep you in the game because it can't lead a game. The only people that can stop playing the game are the player characters. Cooper can never stop playing the game. That's the devil. So just like in the Matrix, how you got them agents in the black suit, they can never leave the Matrix because they don't have a soul. They're like a built-in computer authority within the Matrix, like Siri or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but the world really not ready for this deep knowledge, and I believe that the church thought if you try to give this truth back to the world now, people may go crazy. People may go
Oh,
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, some people, but I mean, people. I've heard you explain this before. I mean, it don't do me no mind because I mean, it's on all the movies. It's not like it's a brand new concept, but somebody actually teaching it as something that's real. That is a new concept, but they've been putting it in our face for decades, really since the '80s. The whole simulation thing. So it makes
So
sense.
we was talking about AI, right?
Hmm.
And AI is what they call in the Antichrist. Christ is a archetypal name that the ancestors gave to human consciousness, or what we call original intelligence, right? But see, artificial intelligence is the Antichrist. When the Bible say people gonna follow the beast in the end of days, it mean a mind is a terrible thing to waste. People gonna stop thinking for themselves and just rely on AI. So if you research the symbolism, beast means computer, sits in gematria equals out to beast and computer. So
Yeah, man, they've been talking about that for decades. I remember those old movies in the early '90s. There's always the computer system. They would always do actually Christian movies. Back in the day, late '80s, early '90s, they would always point to the computer system being the Antichrist system, but an actual person being over it. But they were utilizing the whole computer system. So yeah, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, man, good talk. I'm gonna get off and
okay,
listen. I got a few things to do, but appreciate
appreciate
you.
you. Appreciate
All
you,
right, man.
man. Good call. That was a good call. Salutes to the brother.
Yes,
If
sir.
you in the waiting room, I'm about to bring y'all in. I appreciate y'all patience, man. Uh, I saw somebody in the waiting room. I was just about to go to them, and then they hopped off. If you hop back on, we'll get to you. Salutes. Um, humbled up. You next. Get ready. Humbled up is next. Let me share some with y'all real quick while we wait. Share some with y'all real quick.
In the wake of Charlie Kirk's death, social media has lit up with opinions on both sides of the aisle. Some people have lost their jobs over their posts. The anger made its way to a Buffalo Grove school board meeting last night, where some parents are demanding a teacher be fired for her social media comments comparing Charlie Kirk's followers to uniformed men at rallies in the 1930s.
I'm not a Nazi. A Republican is not a Nazi. Charlie Kirk was not a Nazi.
Administrators and teachers do have the right to have a political opinion outside of their teaching hours.
The temperature of the political debate reached a new level this week when U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi had this to say about hate speech in America.
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech.
And my thing is, when the U.S. Attorney General says that they're going to go after you if you targeted someone with hate speech, they don't care about you spewing hate speech because they will go after the drill rappers and all that, right? They really want to get rid of the Second Amendment and start dismantling the Constitution, y'all. This is an attack on free speech. You think we're grown-ass people. I don't need nobody to parent me from hate speech because I'm a grown man, and if someone want to speak hate to me, I can either speak it back, ignore them, or speak love to them. See, the thing about this is if they can tell you who to hate, they can tell you who to love. And now we don't have free speech no more because free speech don't mean you free to just have love speech. Free speech mean I can spew hate too. It's your human right to say, I hate apples and I love oranges. Who can come to me and say, that's hate speech, Sanchez? You can't be hating them oranges. You can only love stuff. Now, we don't have free to speech. You only have free to say what you love and not what you don't love, which means I can never say I hate the system. I hate the way America going under Trump. I hate MAGA. I hate that's hate speech, Sanchez. You're inciting violence. You see what I'm saying? This is where we're going.
Speech, anything, and that's across the aisle.
But constitutional experts say no matter how hateful speech is, the First Amendment prevents the government from prosecuting someone who engages in hate speech.
Something like Charlie Kirk deserves to die is certainly protected by the First Amendment.
That's right.
However odious or objectionable it might be.
Now, the people with the MAGA hats on say they're the biggest patriots and that they love America. You see them waving the most American flags than anybody else. But when someone mocks Charlie Kirk's death, who they said stood for free speech, these people want everyone to be censored and silenced in a land of free speech. With their MAGA hats on, their American flags, nothing is more American than free speech. The people who are dressed up like Americans are literally enemies of this country, y'all. They are literally terrorists and enemies of this country, and they are against the Constitution.
University of Chicago law professor Jonathan Mazur says it crosses the line if speech becomes a threat to someone's life or incites violence. In addition, Bondi and President
They worried about speech inciting violence, but Trump keep on saying we got to fight back at the left. We got to strike back at the left. We just saw a dude get lynched and the police locked him up for getting lynched. The people who saying they worried about violence being incited are only targeting the people that's mocking Charlie Kirk, even though they didn't cause the death. So you can't incite violence after the fact. The violent act already happened. And it wasn't us that made the white boy go kill Charlie Kirk, because when did young white boys listen to black people? I wish we could incite violence and get some white boy to go do what we want him to do. When did we ever control young white mass shooters and snipers? So they got a different problem on their hand. And it kind of, that's why a lot of people they taking this whole Charlie Kirk thing with a grain of salt. I mean, people say, Sanchez, how you know it ain't fake? I don't know. What I know is real is that it's a psyop they using to attack free speech. Trump is a tyrant, y'all.
President Trump have said they will go after left-wing groups.
They can't go after a group because of that group's speech or the speech of any of its members. That's the core of the First Amendment. I mean, that's the core of American democracy.
Facing backlash, Bondi later acknowledged on social media her intention was to target speech that crosses the line into violent threats. Meantime, because teachers are government employees, they are also protected under the First Amendment, although Mazur says courts have allowed a gray area.
They're going to balance the public value of your speech against the government's interest in having, a fire department that functions well or a school system that functions well.
So in other words, we're entering a social crediting system like what China got. And I've been telling y'all this was coming under Trump. What this Make America Great Again is really make America a dictatorship again, a white, colonial empire again. Really, let's make America China again,
But private employers can fire an employee based on free speech, while discrimination is not allowed based on race, gender, and other things. The First Amendment does not apply to private companies.
The First Amendment don't apply to private companies. Every American needs to be rising up against that. You can't do business on no other country's soil and not abide by their constitution. That's crazy. That's crazy. Think of how silly that is. That you can have companies in America doing business on our land, getting more tax breaks than American people, and they don't even got to be constitutional. I'm gonna say that again, y'all. The corporations that own your government, they don't pay no taxes. You pay all the taxes for the rich. Not only do they get belted out of paying taxes, they don't gotta abide by the Constitution. You do. And y'all don't think we're in China? Come on, think about that now. When we say that the corporations have taken over the government, you don't even see how bad it really is, bro. The corporations that do business on American soil don't have to even abide by the American Constitution. What does that say about capitalism? That's like all of us playing a game of Monopoly, right? But you gotta play by the rules in the Monopoly game, but these people can play Monopoly against you and compete with your children, and they can break all the rules. They can be outlaws, y'all. If they go to jail, they can get right out, and they ain't gotta pay nothing if they land in jail. If they land on luxury tax, they don't gotta pay that stuff. You gotta pay it for them. How would you win in a game of Monopoly when the people you gotta compete with don't gotta play by the rules of capitalism, what make America America, for it to be fair for everybody, but you do? Guess what'll happen over time? There will be a huge generational wealth gap that get bigger and bigger to the point where we become on a level of peasants and there is no more middle class. That sound familiar, don't it?
Oh, we already there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're already there, man.
We're already there. We've been there. But the problem is the rich don't realize by not paying the bill, they're destroying their foundation that holds them up. I mean, they stockpiling dollars and not paying the deficit. All they doing is bankrupting the foundation that their wealth is built on. If you buy a house and don't pay the mortgage, you end up getting put out of it. So, they always get their tax cuts, whether it's a Democrat or Republican legislature.
But
somehow, some way, but at the same time, though, you only as healthy as the foundation holding you up. And so, they got people, the living standard, the economic floor at the bottom is homelessness. And it is to the point where they don't even want to see. You know, and they want to walk out of their high rise, and they don't even want to see the homeless people. So
Hey,
they
can I say something real quick? Now I just want to voice my opinion and how I feel, and I believe I'm entitled to it. You know what I'm saying? But I do have some
that was
knowledge
what I was
behind my
doing.
statement, right? So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give two craps about America and what the hell it stands for. And I was born here. I don't care about America. America was slapped. That name was slapped on this country in the 1700s. This country already had a name. So when they say built back again, listen, bro, I ain't even trying to go that deep, bro. I'm just saying though, bro, that people really gotta do their history. Y'all keep saying America, America. America never did nothing for nobody.
We saying
For
America
nobody.
because when we refer to the land, a specific land that we're speaking of, we want everyone to know what we're talking about. That's all.
Yeah, I get it, man. It just, you know what I'm saying? I guess I'm a little bit ignorant in that department because, you know what I'm saying, it's I want to go ahead and share it and let people know, but then it's like people are entitled to choose whatever they believe in. And you know what I'm saying? I do respect that, but it just, you know what I'm saying, it hurts me to see other individuals go through something that I came out of. You know what I'm saying? To benefit me, because every day that you live, you're supposed to be the best version of yourself. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, outgrow what you couldn't do yesterday and learn from it. So today or the next day, you can keep becoming on greater and greater. But when
Salute.
people just, this the reason why we still stuck in slavery, whether people don't want to believe it or not, because their pockets is getting richer while we are just getting broker.
You know what, man? I appreciate this brother Rico for that positive message right there. I can't disagree with nothing he said, man. Appreciate that, Rico. Stick on the panel. Let me speak to some of the who we got on. We got Blair, humbled
Ricky
up,
Manor.
Jay Tellerton, sacred
All right,
no
what's
less.
up, bro?
Salutes
Peace,
to everybody, man. So at this time, guys, we at the hour mark, so I went on ahead and opened up the round table. And no topic is off limits. And we'll start with whoever hasn't had the mic yet, who want to go after Rico, and we'll hop back. We'll pass it around, man. Think Blair want to grab.
Yeah, I had my son actually asked me a question this morning, and he be listening while I be listening in the car and stuff like that. What was that question, Bronx?
So like, you know how when you say you're about to die in a dream, like the second you're about to die, you wake up or something like that? Why is that you wake up?
It's because you wake up. Ask your son, do he play video games?
Yes, he does.
Now, tell him, is he familiar with like virtual reality goggles and putting them on and really like going inside of a simulation like video game where he walking around? He know about that technology?
Yep, we did like a VR experience before.
Okay, so ask your son, like, what happens in the little simulation world when you die? You take the goggles off and you wake back up in your real body that's outside the game body. So in a dream, you're like in a simulated reality, in a parallel reality. That ain't the real you. It's an alternative version of you in that parallel world. But the realest you is on the highest dimensional plane. I don't want to use too many big words. We talking to a little boy. But let's just say that in a dream, when you die, the reason you wake up is because you leave the dream and there's nowhere else for your consciousness to go to but back in the bed where you was drooling on your pillow. You know,
that makes a lot of sense, bro. Nowhere else for your consciousness to go but back into your body.
Right. So just like in a video game, if I got my VR goggles on, I fall off a cliff. Oh, boom! Soon as I hit the ground, I'm gonna wake up. You lost, and I'm gonna be back in the real world. Just like the dream, when you fall off that cliff, soon as you hit the ground, you wake up in your bed. All of this is a projected experience from the core consciousness. The core consciousness is the you with the goggles on, not the you in the game. Now that's the difference between the body and the soul.
All right, thank you.
That boy asking some deep questions for his
Yeah.
age. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That's
I
all
like that.
right, go upstairs
he
now. We
gonna
about
be
grown folk talk.
he gonna be deep.
Maybe listening to you, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hey, Blair. Man. Listen, you a good father, man. You know
Yeah,
why?
bro.
Because you ain't putting no thresholds on that young man's mind. You let him be free to think. That's how my mom's was. That's how I grew up, man. I was just inquisitive, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
That's
bro.
what make geniuses right there.
Yes, sir. Now, I got a question, or I got a response, because I saw, before I came on, I saw a poll about Candace Owens.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Now, she be going in, and she got, she got all the receipts, and she can be fact-checked about the things she talks about. But the only thing about her, because she go in on Israel and the Jews and all this stuff, but her husband is a Jew.
Bro, this is what you gotta realize about Jews, and it'll all make sense, right? Jews have been able to take over countries overnight and bankrupt them overnight, and people wonder how they get it done. And I'm finna give y'all the #1 thing on how the Jews took over the world. They did it by controlling the opposition. So when you see people been, like I said, the same thing. So Candace Owens married to a Jew, but she go out there and act like she just hate the Jews sometimes, like she's anti-Israel and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Jews ain't no dumb. They rather own the people who talking shit about them.
All right.
Remember, these the same people that sign young black men to sing "Fight the Powers That Be." Remember, Public Enemy was signed. These labels are owned by the Jews. Why would the Jews let a young black rapper talk shit about the powers when they're the powers? Because they can make money off you hating them. See, the Jews are different type of creatures, right? They don't give a damn. When they see, okay, you hate me, you this, you that. The Jewish is such of a money-hungry monopoly, man. These people wear all black with top hats on, and they dress like the dude on the Monopoly game. Everything they think about is how can I make money from that? So even if black people want to cry about what happened to us under the oppression of these people in the past with slavery, the Jew will sit back and say, you know what? We can make a lot of money again with those Negroes and let them put in that pain in Hollywood and come out with movies. Who you think own all the black struggle film industry, Roots? All of these is owned by Jews. All of the struggle music the young black rappers pull out, the Jews own the masters. The Jews own all of the stuff that the people that's talking about the Jews in a bad way. And they don't care if you talk about them long as it makes them money. That's real crazy.
Oh my God.
That's a bar right there, man, because it's only in the mainstream right now, it's only 3 people that are the opposition right now. It's Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and that Nick Fuentes dude.
Yeah,
and they millions of views.
Let me say this real quick. This is important. Remember this at all times. We're on a damn monopoly board, and we're literally playing against the monopoly man. So we got to really understand capitalism. The Jews is not gonna let you empower yourself with anti-Jewish rhetoric, which is why if y'all try to go out there and be anti-Semitic, you're gonna be canceled. But yet they got a few token anti-Semitic puppets out there that just going viral talking about Jews and they not being canceled. Because the Jews look at this thing like money is a tool of war. They don't care that you talking about them. But if you talking about them and making money from it, you're a damn threat. Because now you're going to empower yourself with anti-Semitic dialogue and cause others to do this and create an economy around it. And you can use that money to actually now compete with them on an equal level. So the Jews said, you know what? Before we let someone else get rich off talking about us, which there's a lane open for that because so many people don't like them and so many people will pay money into that kind of message. The Jewish saying this is a capitalistic opportunity. We might as well go get paid to talk about our damn self.
You know what though? I want to add something to that real quick. Did you notice the atmosphere after Charlie Kirk took that bullet with Nick Fuentes? How he toned down his rhetoric? Because Nick Fuentes was actually on the outside looking in, and he was seen as a threat. You feel me? So when they took Charlie Kirk out, basically, what was the first thing they started doing? First, they blamed the left, and then they left it to the viral conspiracy theorist to point the finger at Nick Fuentes because he was getting too powerful outside of his gaming circle. See, Nick Fuentes is in a gaming circle. His followers are organic, where Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, even Charlie Kirk, they had to bolster their views up with bots.
I can't believe Nick Fuentes come from the gaming community. I just learned that. I'm slow.
I didn't know that either, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, gaming trolls have an entire community. And the crazy part about gaming trolls is that they're of all races, right? They get online, they cause discourse, they go after the main, they cause real trouble. But if you get into a clique with them, they're very tight knit. Like, let's say, for instance, there was one point in time that I was damn near homeless. One of my fellow gaming trolls was like, "Nah, you coming up here to Charlotte to live with me and my husband. The whole top floor is yours." You see what I'm saying?
Damn, this gaming shit like fraternities and shit.
It is. It is. The gaming trolls, when I tell you, when you meet some gaming trolls and y'all form a clique online, guess what? Now you hooked up with other groups of gaming trolls. And what do you do?
Who would you say, which political party got more influence over the gaming community, the left or the right?
Gaming trolls are anarchists.
We talking far right?
Yeah, very far right. A lot of lefties. So we really can't say far right because there's a lot of things that you would see in the gaming troll community that could be considered far right and far left. Like there's a lot
really
of
far right,
transgender people in the in the gaming community as well.
They hopped on after the fact. The people that started it, they far right people. They the same niggas. They the engineers. You feel me? All of the engineers is like big on gaming too.
Yeah. So the thing is, with
coders, your little skinny YT boy that built Microsoft at 16 or whatever. That's that community. They the ones that built it all up. The gaming didn't come cool till later. We gotta remember, gaming wasn't cool in 2014, 2015. You was like a nerd for real. It became a lot more popular to most of society much later.
Yeah, that's true. Social media made video gaming cool. Like it made anime cool too.
Right.
But
the gaming community was more like a social media, because when they started to be able to communicate, like just like we have in this Zoom meeting, they'd be in the game like a Zoom meeting.
Right.
Hanging out.
I think it was
Xbox.
I gotta make a announcement to make, and y'all can have it back. I'm enjoying the bill, by the way. Salute, get the likes and shares up if y'all are as well. Let me read these super chats. They building up on me. Titan Rama. Shout out to Titan Rama. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Okay, and he says, "Pan homage, my boy. You do a lot for our minds, and I'm letting you know it's appreciated." Well, man, much love. Appreciate that, Titan. And shout out once again to Sally McDermott. Thank you for your continued support. And she said, "I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you." And shout out to Stationary Earthy, Flat Power, right back to you. Shout out to the OG Marlon Wells. And thank you for joining the call once again too, Marlon, for your time too as well. He says, "Flat power, peace and love. Know your peace is coming." And he also says, "Gonna be a lawsuit against the government." We're gonna let you build on that after I read these two. We're gonna talk about that. Because along with you saying that there's gonna be a lawsuit against the government, y'all know there's a Radio Rico on the way. Because all of these years of artists paying DJs for radio spins, I grew up thinking that shit was normal. I grew up just saying, yep, you got to get you some money so you can pay to get on the rate. Bro, you know how many years of investigation that is, man? I wonder how that's going to work, but I know iHeartRadio going to get hit the most from what I hear. But they said that the Breakfast Club might, bro, I'm just saying, that's correct. The radio, the payola Rico, yeah. But and then they say, oh, shout out to Goonho. Smoke, please, no piggybacking. Yeah, big Goonho, we want to see some debates tonight. We hoping that some Charlie Kirkland sympathizers will call in. Shout out to Erica Lewis, best teacher still to this day. Thanks, bro Sanchez. Thank you, sister. I appreciate all of y'all so much, for real.
But do you see why Charlie Kirk was like revered by these Republicans? A lot of Republicans are like working class or broke, right? So when we start talking about like Republican, like Charlie Kirk, you know, he was wealthy and white, and he was selling the dream that these Republicans could get on their level. You see what I'm saying? He marketed whatever it is that these broke Republicans are actually trying to be. And he sold it in a model, and he marketed it. He was successful with marketing it to the point that now his name's all over the freaking internet.
Listen, man. Hey, bro. It seems, hold up, let me do something real quick, because I hope we don't have a troll. Q with the Q, can I get a mic check from you? I got this.
Yeah, this is me, brother. Peace
okay,
to you.
cool.
This is me, brother. This
I was
me.
just making sure. No, you good.
Yeah,
you good.
I hit my joint. I ain't put my picture up yet, but yeah, my bad.
Okay, nah, you good peoples. I know your voice. You good peoples.
Okay, no doubt.
We've agreed and disagreed, but we've always had much respect. Shout out to my brother Q.
And I tell you, bro, we always will. And that's the way that it needs to be. To be honest with you, that's the way it needs to be. But
that's big facts.
Yeah, and I'll continue to let the brothers speak, and I'll opine when I get the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll be glad to hear from you, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to leave it open for the next person. We got a couple of people. Yeah, because I got a video clip from Charleston White. Yo, the reason I'm bringing up Charleston White, why I wanted to bring him up with this Charlie Kirk shit, I ain't going to lie, bro. I think Charleston White was smarter than all of us the whole damn time. Because when that nigga was with the MAGA hat on, with them white folks and going to the white neighborhood, I'm like, bro, this nigga really hate his own people. He got millions from the fucking far right side and then turned on them and was like, I just played on y'all white folks. I know how to play on. And bro, when I play this video, when I watch this, I say, you know what? I got to really respect this nigga. I got to respect this nigga.
But you know what, real quick, Charleston White is still playing on your intelligence because he's only doing that to them just to agitate them the same way he does what he does to black people to agitate us. So I wouldn't take Charleston White as a person that's playing 4D or 5D chess as a person who's intelligent. He's an opportunist just like anybody else.
Yeah, you're right. That's facts.
Yeah, he's just playing on people's intelligence because he'll go and oppose the white community if he can get clicks and views the same way how he opposes the black community. But go ahead and play the video. I actually watched it and I thought it was interesting and a bit funny as well. But go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie though,
I played these people too.
But see, the crazy thing what we'll have to ask, right? He got his bag throwing black people under the bus when it was lucrative. I ain't gonna lie, that was still dangerous to us, y'all. That's still dangerous, you know what I'm saying? But I can see, but it's a learning lesson that the white people on the far right will put the bag behind any black man that's willing to throw his people under the bus.
Facts. Big facts on that one.
And Charleston White literally exposes that.
Dude,
I don't know if you allow people to call people coons. Do you allow that on your channel, bro?
Sure, you can call me one. You still gonna be cool with me. I'm still gonna be cool with you.
Well, yeah, Charleston White is just a coon. He's just the avatar for, whatever's gonna get him clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're saying and what he actually said, sometimes you have to take away the person from the actual message. Everything that he said in that video, I think he did about like the first 2 videos. I don't know about anything after that, but the first 2 videos, he was 100% right in everything that he said, and he was clicking on all cylinders because he was right about what he said. But Charleston White knows what he was doing, and it's fair. But
I wanna make a quick announcement before we go to the next call. Appreciate that, Cube. To the sisters in the chat room or to the brothers, basically to any Candace Owens supporters or sympathizers, we would love to speak to y'all tonight. I'm gonna go to the next caller. Go ahead.
Yo, Sanchez, peace, bro.
Peace and love. You got it.
Yeah, I ain't supporting them. I ain't talk about that, but I got a little smoke, man. A little bit, just a tiny bit. I was just talking about the video games, right? You see what you said, right? That shocked you, right? Who was talking about the video games? Like
Well, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. What? Go ahead.
Nah. When I brought it up the other night, it was taken out of context because when you brought up the gangs, because if y'all make a game depicting all of these gangs and they killing each other in a video game and you're giving this to kids, you get what I'm saying? It's like you programming somebody to do this. That was the whole thing I was trying to bring up. But the main thing is you said you agree with music that is it's destructive, right? Some music could be influential, right?
I can't deny the power of sound, cymatics, the influence of music for sure.
So you could throw in the news with that. You could throw in social media with that. All forms of media.
Hell yeah. You can.
All right, so nah. I was just making you feel me. Just wanted to bring that up because that's all forms of media, video games, movies.
But the question then it will go into which one of these mediums is more effective, and I'm going to always say music.
Yeah, you're right. That's a fact.
And then maybe that ain't so cut and dry because music is more effective to the younger generation, whereas news is more effective to the older generation.
No, you're right. Yeah. Absolutely. You're right. Absolutely. And then the music does play more because they put the music in the movies in the video game. So that's why, you feel me? That's why I brought it up because it just plays, it's sub levels to it. But that's all I had to. Ain't no smoke with you, bro. You know I'm rocking.
Oh, yeah. No, it's all good love for sure. Hell yeah.
I mean, movies is like the only art form that got 300 people working on it over 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So don't sleep on movies too, because they give you that visual as well. You feel me?
Yeah, but video games can have over 300 people working on it because you have the video, the audio, the visual, all of that. But Sanchez, my bad. I really wanted to say something, but you thought I was a troll, so I was responding to you like I'm not a troll. So I really didn't get to say what I wanted to say when I.
Oh yeah, do your thing. My bad. Yeah, I was paranoid. You got it.
No, it's cool. Bro. You gotta be. You gotta.
Man, this dude's screensaver cool as hell.
He always had a dope screensavers. I ain't gonna lie. Cube known for the dope screensavers.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But what I wanted to say when I first tuned in, that was a brother that was talking about like the gamers, they're anarchists and this and that. I was saying in the chat, that no, they aren't. Like most
they are, bro. I'm an engineer.
Let him land and then respond. Do me a favor. Let him land and then you can respond to him, my brother. Joshua. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you can be a flight mechanic or you can work for whatever. It doesn't mean anything, bro. Like that opinion doesn't mean a hell of beans. So when you look at most gamers, because most gamers are mostly leftists and they're socialists, because when you look at right now, and I'm gonna give you a gaming position. So when you look at right now, what Nintendo is doing to their consumers is anti-consumer because the way how they're now charging $100 for a game, $90 for a game. So most gamers are actually socialists. They're not actually anarchists. So the dude that actually made that comment, I think he was a bit ill-informed of what he was talking about because when you talk about an anarchist doesn't really have a position. They can be left and they can be right, but that's not true. But in actuality, most gamers that actually left it. So that dude, peace and respect to him. He was a little bit wrong, but I understand where he was trying to go, but he was a little bit wrong. But I will say this though. when you're talking about leftism, you're mostly talking about companies, corporations not being able to lord over you the way how they would do pre the 1700s, 1800s when we had mercantilism, because now we have, in this age, we have capitalism, because understand, before capitalism we have mercantilism, and now what we have now is digital capitalism. So respect to the brother, but you have to be able to discern and distinguish between the two, because those things, even though there is a small little red line, there is a difference. But that's kind of what I wanted to say to the brother that was saying that, oh, gamers are anarchists. They actually aren't, bro. They actually aren't. But if the brother wanted to say that they are, we can have a small discussion and move on to the next person after that.
You talking to me? So you think I'm the one that said? Did somebody else say anarchist?
No. Somebody else said it, but I was saying to you, if you wanted to have a small,
if he ran for president, would you vote for him? The second thing is, do you all know about Trump supposedly being the last
Let me respond to that. He was just talking about games for 5 minutes, yo. Let me respond to that. All right, then we can get to that.
That's a good one. Yes, because he just gave that dude.
Let me see who's supposed to be responding here.
I'm trying to respond to it. Yo just brought up something else.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So no, all I was saying was, I don't know if Cube, if he was referring to me or not, but I never said anarchist.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, I got you. But
I was responding to the dude. He had a deeper voice, sounded like an older brother, and he said that most gamers are actually anarchists. So that's why I said that.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was
one thing I'll say though is watch out for that like leftist thing. These engineers, like the whole internet, the computer engineers that built the entire internet, they make themselves look a lot more liberal than they are. And so I'm saying,
I'm a leftist. I'm a leftist, so I get it.
Yeah, I can tell. All I'm saying is that they so just watch out for that. You feel me? Like that's all.
I don't have to watch out for something that I am. So I get where you're coming from, but I'm a leftist, so I can suss out what is and what isn't. That's why it was so easy for me to say.
Can I ask you something, Q?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever been on the right, or you just always been on the left? Because most blacks on the right come from the left. Was you on the right and then ended up on the left?
Nah, I was never on the right.
Okay.
If you could say I was on the right, you could say I was briefly on the right for about a week and a half. Once, because I was once upon a time a fake Black Hebrew Israelite, and then once I left that fake community, like I was on the right, if you want to call it that, which I wouldn't even call it that. But once I left that, I've always pretty much been on the left.
Hey, but bro, I just want to get this off because we keep talking over it. Video engineers are not leftists. They are not liberal people. They are not right people. The same way the same engineers that build Instagram, streaming services. I work with these people. I know what I'm talking about. They know how to look like they are that to attract people like you. And another question I would ask it, brother, is how old are you? Because that'll be important to know how you look at it.
I just turned 40 a few weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago, I just turned 40.
About the same age I am.
Did you have a subsequent question because you asked me my age? No, I told you my age. Did you have a subsequent question because maybe your question was directed towards my age? So
yeah, it was directed because you. I'm gonna be honest, bro. You sound young. You sound like somebody that don't.
Oh, I do.
You
wow,
really do.
That's crazy.
You definitely giving
off
young to me.
That's love, bro. Hey, that's love.
Take it that way. You want to take it that way?
No, that's love.
How you want to take it.
No, bro, that's love.
I'm not mad at that if you want to take it that way, but when we talk about
that's
wisdom,
love. Listen to what you're saying.
Stop cutting me, bro. Can you stop cutting me? I'll let you talk for 5 minutes about video games. All right. So what I'm saying is, if we talk about wisdom, I don't want to be referred to as young. I want to be referred to as wise, as an elder. You understand? So that's why I was asking that. But yeah, that's why I asked the question how old you was.
Okay, so let me say it one more time. Bro, that's love that you considered my voice to sound young. I said that's love. I appreciate it, brother. That's like telling me I look like I'm in my 20s. I appreciate it, brother. I wasn't going against you.
I'm not knocking how you take it. If that's how you take it, that's not really how I meant it, but I'm not mad at that's how you took it. We need more love in the world. But all I'm saying is if we having a discussion or a debate, I don't want to be referred to as young. That's all I'm saying. So
I apologize, bro.
You got it.
I didn't mean it that way.
Hey, I just want to ask you guys a quick question since you guys are into gaming. Do you know why the gaming industry has turned into the multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, multinational industry that it is today?
Capitalism and neoliberalism.
That's a good question, brother. That's a good question. I'm not into
Well, I'll
gaming.
tell
I've been an engineer my whole life though, and I'm not into gaming. I'm very aware. I code, but I don't do gaming.
Capitalism and
The reason why, brother, the reason why is because they've been able to expand they audience net way wider than what it used to be, which was ultra conservative racist
This
people.
is what we need to be talking about, bro. This is what we need. Do me a
opened it
favor.
up to attract people like
Do me
my
a
brother
favor.
Q. That's what it
Do me a
is.
favor, guys. This what I would suggest, and I'll fall back. If we gonna go into the whole gaming conversation, talk about the tech bros that's influencing Trump and how I believe that they're using the gaming community as a recruitment for like the far right.
They are, bro. They are.
It's military propaganda.
Yeah.
It's military propaganda. That's why it's so big.
It's recruitment.
Yeah.
Bro said the most accurate word that there is to use is recruitment. And they widen their audience net when they started making gaming quote unquote cool. That's
So
why
all
it's
the people
becoming
can
the asset that it is economically.
They want to make people drone operators and all that. It's just military.
Yeah, none of that is true. None of that is true. It's actually
that was the major agenda for it. That's why they did it. That's why it's so big. That's why movies about the military, like Top Gun, get put out.
Let's hear.
Tron, all of these movies. You go see Tron in the 80s. They were talking about the same thing. Yep.
And now I agree with all y'all, but let's hear the opposite. Let's hear, the balance it out. Go ahead.
Yeah, so none of that is true is actually because of neoliberalism and capitalism. So when you look at it, when you look at the gaming community, if you will, the gaming community right now makes 5 times more than the actual movies and music. Because before, if you go back to the 80s, it was movies and music that were 1 and 2, back and forth. But now, once you fast forward to the early 2000s, gaming has been the top. So it has nothing to do with anything that you guys are talking about. It has to do with capitalism. It has to do with what makes money. So if you look back into the 70s, okay, well, radio made money. This is why they pushed it. When you look at the 80s, what made more money than radio? Okay, well, it was music. Once you add that on to the music videos. So then now when we look at the 2000s, it's gaming. So when somebody said earlier, they said, oh man, somebody, a movie may take 300 people to make it. Well, today, when you look at
what,
go ahead.
What do you say? Because you made me think about something. I gotta hold on a second. Q, let me throw this in and ask you this because I don't want to interrupt you. You were still going. In America, you can make Army games, Call of Duty, different games about American soldiers going into our enemy's territory to strike. But if you wanted to, for example, make a video game that you were the Taliban and you were fucking striking America, they wouldn't let that game out in America.
No, they do. They've made games like that to where America is the enemy. And I can give you a perfect example of there was this game. I forget. I actually played it on my stream. I played it from beginning to the end to where America.
It's uncommon. It's uncommon though. Most of them are.
Well, hold on. Listen, bro. We can say.
Can I chime in? Y'all going?
But
you gotta let him go finish, Marlon, and then you got
Can I get the mic after?
Yeah. After you got him out. Yeah.
All right.
Right. So this game right here is actually called Wolfenstein, to where what happened is after World War II, the Nazis actually won. And what happened was that ideology infiltrated over to America. So you had nothing but a whole bunch of Nazis. Let me take that out. You had a whole bunch of Nazis that took over America, and you take the place as a person who isn't down with that. So you have to take down this whole system of Nazis. So yes, there has been games to where America has been run over by Nazis, and you have to take it over. So that's just not true.
They are very uncommon, which means they getting blackballed by the mainstream. For example, right? Everyone that is anti-Semitic. There may be some people out there that's anti-Semitic and anti-American in high places, but they ain't doing too good with their message.
But watch this.
Yeah.
But watch this. This is what we can't do. What we can't do is say, well, this doesn't exist. And then when I point to an example that it does exist, that people say, well, they're like this and they're like that. We can't do that because people say
here's
it
what
didn't
I'm
exist.
saying. Here's what I'm saying.
And then
right
I gave
here.
an example. I gave a clear example.
When I say it don't exist, listen to me real quick. Just listen to me. When I say it don't exist, I ain't even trying to debate or act like I'm telling the truth. I'm saying that I don't know, and I'm throwing it out there for you to let me know if it exists. Now watch this. Now that you've done that, my response is, if you look at what's popular, it's always going to be the pro-American propaganda because you in America. Like if I'm in China, the anti-Chinese stuff ain't going to be the most popular, and the Chinese people going to blackball it. They might act like, well, we still allow people to disagree with us and be anti-Chinese, but on the low, it's going to be so hard for you to get your shit off the ground, which is why you told me about a game I never heard of. Watch this. Have y'all ever heard of the game he just said on the panel? Anybody?
Repeat the name.
See what I'm saying?
It was called Wolfenstein. Look, hold on. Look at people in the chat. Hold on. Look at people in the chat. They're telling you Metal Gear Solid, which I've played, Deus Ex. They're telling you all of these games that were essentially anti-American.
Bro,
There's
what you gotta say to what he said though? He just said that.
I'm responding to what he's saying.
But
I'm not mixing words.
I'll admit this. I haven't played a video game in a long time, so I got to be humble on this subject. So, hey, go ahead.
Bro, no.
Yeah, so if you're asking the question,
nigga, bro. I'm telling you.
I used to
hold on, real quick. Just real quick.
Can I just
real quick. One sentence. Let me get off one sentence. One sentence, and I'll let you go. One sentence, and I'll let you go. You have people in the chat that are also adding to the games that I'm talking about. I said Wolfenstein. Other people are saying Deus Ex. Other people are also saying Metal Gear Solid. It's not just one game. But go ahead.
Because we're smart enough to know
But
that
it
you
is like
can't have
one person
all of
that's
them
responding to
doing
you.
the same thing. You have to have a few that are exceptions to make it look legit. I mean, they're not dumb, you know. They're gonna have it. It's like Stanley Kubrick. He made movies against the military, and they allow him to, but they also use him to film the moon landings because he was their man, you know. So they're gonna have something to throw it to not make it look obvious.
Netflix got 9/11 conspiracy videos up right now, bro. So all Sanchez was saying, which you didn't really respond to, is that they're going to make propaganda over the major entertainment source. It used to be movie stars in the 30s. It turned into rock stars in the 80s. Today, according to you, not to nobody else on here, but according to you, the biggest thing in the world is gaming. So all we saying is, do you believe that happened organically, or do you think that the government played a part in making that happen?
No, I don't.
I believe that the only part the government plays is that they emulate characters and scenarios from the government. Their main focus. Wait, let me finish, bro. I've been talking 3 seconds.
Are y'all serious?
Well, I've been talking 3 seconds, and I haven't even got close to the landing strip. All I'm trying to say is these gaming companies, they're in a capitalist mode. They ain't trying to push no one side or the other off the table. You know, they are there to make money. So when they got games out, they appeal to, like, I used to play the what game was that? The war games. And they have a narrative for every war game, and it's going to be centered around missions and you know, like the Grenada thing, or like going into other foreign nationals and taking over and using their weapons to take resources. That's kind of the plot when you play the game narrative. But when you get into the gamers getting into the game, they're not really focused on the narrative. They're focused on the gameplay, because the gameplay is what sells the game. So when you can team up and the gamers, they forget about what the game playing the game narrative when they're online with each other playing. It's more neutral. It's how the flow of the gameplay is that sells the game. And like Grand Theft Auto, and how you would get in there, you try to acquire shit like, you know, cars and mansions and stuff like that. You know, or you could play the game narrative where they had one where it was kind of like a Scarface, you know, as you playing along in the game on the narrative. But when you play in gameplay mode, where you out there in the virtual world, it's more about what you can do in the game. You see what I'm saying? So they're that's what the playability. That's what they don't make all the games. They have a political narrative, but it's not that important because it's just for the narrative mode. But when you're playing online, you're playing against other live people in the game, and it's not as political as all of that. It's like us being on the phone, but we're
Hey,
playing a game.
can you guys hear me on this platform?
Yeah, we can hear
You
you.
guys, anybody can hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna say one thing. I just been holding back for a little while, but so what is important to you, right? If you're you love gaming, you love this stuff, man, and you will hold it down and do it, right? But like if you're all about it, you put a lot of energy into it, nobody can tell you different, right? So there's no need in having an argument. I think we could do it like this, and it's fair, right? It ain't about top games. It ain't about top controllers or
Yeah, yo, can I
add-ons that
grab
you
the
can make
mic
it
for
better.
I don't.
Here's what I'm saying.
I just want to
If you
interject to say
can,
one thing, RG. I'm giving you 1 minute to 2 more minutes with the gaming topic, and I gotta move on from the this topic.
yeah, because I don't know nothing about gaming. What I was gonna say is it's the not inspiration, but it's the nudges they give you along the way, and they make you want to fight, right? So I'm a Cherokee Indian at heart, baby. So if you fight to the death and you believe these games, man, you're gonna live a bad, aggressive life. So I wish for every gamer that gets into it and raises his own blood pressure, man, back out of it as soon as you can, because we need real help in the real world, bro.
I agree.
Salute to
Thank you for
that.
that.
And with that being said, I'm going to segue to the next event here in the stream right here. Let me share this with everybody.
I wanted to chime in on that.
But we got the eventually
On the lady that was talking about what's her name? Charlie Kirk. And,
well, that's
and
what
she
I'm
turned
about
on
to.
Israel. So I just want to right quick say that, Candace Owens, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was watching a clip on her earlier today, and she was talking about how she had concerns. Because she's really still pushing their agenda. You know what I'm saying? And she said she had concerns about what was going on in the black community. And I want to call bullshit on that because she's not from there. She was never raised in the hood, and she's far from the hood right now. So how's she going to, be bringing up, her concerns about that and not the white on white violence?
Right. That's what
Like
she's
she
there to
said.
do. We got
Yeah,
it.
she's bringing it up but she can't really relate to living that life. Like,
That's
I
facts.
grew up
Yeah, I get your point
in the
for sure.
ghetto,
For sure.
Do you
No, I totally get your point.
do you have to be from the hood to be a part of the black community?
Well, let me
Do you
answer
have
that
to
real
be
quick. Can I?
but if you're gonna
I would like to answer
if you're
that,
gonna
Marlon.
speak on it like that,
Marlon,
at least have some background in it.
let me say this real quick. Do you gotta be from the hood to be from the black community? I'm gonna answer that shit like this. Because America stereotypes all black people as hood, yeah, you do. Now remember, not because Sanchez said it, but because America said it. See how that go?
Yep.
I'll take your answer. I ain't gonna debate it because
Because
I
you hear
just
all
don't
this
agree. But
criticism from really outside that community. Are you gonna
Or
claim to be
I give
part
you
of that
this one
community?
too. Or if you ain't from the hood, you must relate to the hood and sympathize with the hood. Because the hood is a goddamn social experiment.
Well, can I push back
I'm
on
gonna
that?
say the hood is a governing experiment. Like and listen, I got my receipts before you push back. Let me lay this down right here, right? Let me break something down for y'all real quick. Do this real quick, right? Watch this. Real quick. Let's read this. Ever since ancient times, right? Watch this. In many ancient societies, rulers and city planners deliberately grouped together the poor with the mentally ill and criminals in specific quarters of the city. This wasn't just a coincidence. It was an early form of social zoning meant to control the quote unquote undesirable classes while keeping the wealthy insulated. Bro, let me break this down to y'all real quick. In ancient Rome, just like today, remember when Fat Joe made that song All the Way Up? Watch this. In ancient Rome, the wealthy lived on the higher, breezier hills, while the poor, enslaved, and outcasts were packed into low-lying, flood-prone or dangerous districts, like what happened in like what happened in Louisiana, like even in California, the people who lost their shit in the wildfires were the poor, right? Check this out. They already got you zoned in the natural disaster areas where the hurricanes gonna hit. Who's zoned? That's a form of power too. Strict zoning is a lot of power. People just underestimate that. But right here in Athens, look, people say black people got a lot of disease. They ever since ancient time, they say the poor people got a lot of disease, right? Remember, if you're downhill, all of the fucked up wind coming to you. All of the, just like Elon Musk built the data center in Memphis is making people sick. Now, if they start protesting about it, guess what they gonna say? Black people don't eat right. Black people eat too much high cholesterol. Guess they gonna get some coons up there to blame them when they know that the white corporations ain't billing that shit in the white folks' neighborhood. Look what we reading here. They billing it in yours. This been since ancient time. That's a form of racism, bro. Watch this. You think that it ain't racism that is kids that's working in toxic environments overseas just so you can get a chain for the Lolo? And they life expectancy being shortened because they gotta breathe certain chemicals and shit and work in these conditions. That's racism. What you gonna blame them?
Well, Flint, Michigan, the water.
So right. So my whole thing, like I can keep reading is let's say how they group the mentally ill and the criminals together. See, in the rich neighborhood, there are so many programs for the mentally ill. In the poor neighborhood, the program that they give us is prison. They just lock crazy motherfuckers up over and over and over again until something happened to them. See, that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So, but this has been since ancient times right here. So by the Middle Ages, hospitals and asylums often doubled as prisons. Let me read this shit again so you can see in 2025, if you in the hood, you know that the crazy man get locked up every fucking other month. And don't nobody, and there's so many loopholes to get mental help here. You see what I'm saying? Bro, it's been like that since ancient time. Read this right here. They doubled the mental asylums as prisons. That's still happening today right there. The poor, the beggars, the quote unquote madmen and criminals were housed in the same places, not for treatment, but for containment. This echoes ancient models of simply hiding the socially disruptive. Now, you don't see a lot of this in the rich neighborhood. You don't see, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, so whoever wanted to, yeah, go ahead. Whoever want to debate it, y'all can.
No, not debate, but just saying.
You know that what the question that the brother asked, do you have to be from the hood? You know, as far as being black, we look at that as you can answer your question with. We can look at so-called whites or other people that's from the hood who are not black. So they word is more credible than
We
somebody
don't.
who
We
not
got a
from.
liquor store. We got that we don't own. We got grocery stores that we don't own. A black community, is basically a ghetto. But when you go to every another city, they got a Chinatown, they got a Little Italy, they got a.
That's okay.
But what's the point though? What's the point you're making?
What the
Hold
point I'm
on.
making is
I just
where's
want
our
to
lineages
speak, man.
to where we
Yeah.
got.
It's too many mics going at once, and we gotta be mindful of that too, man. And then we also got to get in and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's a lot of people on the joint. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to land my plane. Like, when there's some. Now I get what the brother's saying about other people being in the ghetto, but I'm not talking about being in the ghetto. I'm talking about being under the ghetto. Like when Malcolm X said Plymouth Rock landed on us. Like, so when the situation on top of you, you don't have to be the same color to be able to represent this specific space or whatever. Long as you're under the vibration, under the frequency that's oppressing the people, then you're able to give your accountants on it. If that make more sense to you, bro.
No, it
Yeah,
makes no
but
sense.
I think intention makes a intention is important, right? Because you can have people that came into your neighborhood. So I think, and I don't know if people want to go there or not, but being American makes a difference. So if you're a Black American, you have nowhere to go, right? Versus if you left a tropical island or a South Asian nation, came over here and contributed to what is called the quote unquote ghetto because you profiteering off of owning that liquor store, right? I think that so intention makes a big difference versus if all you know is Black America. You don't know what Jamaica like. You don't know what Nigeria like. You don't know what nothing else like. All you know is 63rd Street or wherever you from. So I think that makes a big difference because once you start looking at it like that, even though that Puerto Rican homeboy, you may think y'all down, but once you start thinking about, wait a second, what about your pops? What about your grandfather? What was his intention when he came into this neighborhood versus your grandfather and his intention in that
Exactly,
neighborhood?
exactly. So that's what should make a so-called black person not want to go against their roots. So why
What
would
can,
you, as a so-called
Agreed,
black person?
100%. So I'm with you then. Agreed.
Yeah,
hold on. Well, hold on.
yeah.
Let me push back
We
on
don't.
that.
I swear, and I'm gonna be real quiet after this. Just 1 minute. Look, so if you know your grandpa and them been fighting for a certain system of life, right? And then you go outside of it, and then you get mad because other people came in and they fell under the frequency of this, and now you looking like, oh, so now you revoke my black card. No, you revoke your own black card. You sold out, basically.
Okay, hold on. See, I think what we're doing is we're infantilizing people too much, and we're not actually looking at who people are, what we are, how we are, and what we are.
You
The
tell what a
the
person is by what a
I thought you said you were gonna be quiet. I thought, well, maybe that was just a
Yeah,
lie.
we gotta be. Yeah, we got.
I think you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
trying
maybe
to
that was
change
just a lie.
because look,
Maybe that was
no,
just a
no, no,
lie,
no, look, I don't want you to change what I'm saying, brother. That's all.
bro. I
When
don't
I say
have
I'm
any.
doing, I want what I say to stay as what I said. Don't change what I say when I get ready to leave and then say I'm trying to come back. As long as what I'm saying stay, then that's cool. Like, what don't you get about that? And I'm not going against you. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So obviously that's bothering you. I ain't gotta finish. I know everybody know what I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to say nothing else other than beside what I'm saying. So it's cool. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah,
Then
so
he
you
asked
just
if
so
he
you
has to be
decided to
black.
repeat yourself, and I ain't even had a chance to even impeach anything that you said. I didn't even have a chance to
Go
do
ahead.
that.
You got the
But
floor
here's
now.
the point.
Hey,
Here's the
where's the
point. Here's the point. Here's the point. The American passport is the most sought after thing for the last 50 to 60 years on the face of this earth. The American passport is the most sought
You
after
gotta.
thing.
You gotta tell us what's your point for that too. I want in on this one too.
Right. I'm about to get to it. I'm about to get to it. So the American passport is the most sought after thing. And the reason why the American passport is the most sought after thing is because when you look at the American has been looked at as the top, the premier. Anything that let me table my language. Anything that comes out of the asshole of America, other people from other places thinks that it's great. This is how you can have white boys that can have sex with multiple women from Asia. This is how you have your passport bros. All of this because they look at America. This is something that's so great.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Not anymore.
It'll just be quick and you can get it back. Could it be that America is the most sought after place to come to simply because it caters to everybody except for Americans?
No,
I'm just asking that.
No,
okay.
and I'm just responding. I'm saying no. And the reason why I say no is because you have to understand. Look at it right now. And see, this is what I love that you've been doing. You ain't been hearing from me, but I actually been listening to what you've been doing for the past 4 or 5 days. You've been talking about C. Kirk, and I don't even want to say his name because they gave me a strike for even talking about C. Kirk. They put a strike on my channel for even talking about it. So they be gonna say his name. Just for talking about C. Kirk, they taking people's channels down. So here's my thing. When you talk about things,
but they talking about him, that's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy. It's a double hypocrisy. I get it. It's a double hypocrisy. So when you look at everything that's exported that comes out of America is nothing but MDK, murder, death, kill. When you look at Venezuela, when you look at when you look at Israel, when you look at all of these other countries, all you get from America is murder, death, kill. What does America do to where it can sustain itself? It's MDK every single time. Nothing ever changes. So when you look at it, why is it so sought out? Why is it so sustainable? It's because the way how it sustains itself is because America looks at everybody else like they're beneath them. What did we see when we saw a week ago when we saw the BRICS came together? We saw Brazil, we saw Russia, we saw China, we saw South Africa. They all came together. What did Donald Trump put on his Twitter? He said, yo, look at y'all. Y'all are over here trying to. I'm sorry?
I wanted to, I didn't want you to go too far when I was saying, like, I gotta push back on you when you say that people is seeking to come to America for the reasons that you say.
No, but I wasn't saying that. I really wasn't saying that. I was actually. But go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Right. So what I'm saying is people are not coming to America because of the reasons that people actually think. People are coming to America because America has destabilized their countries. So when we look at South America, what right now is America doing right now? America is trying to destabilize Venezuela to do what? What does Venezuela have? Venezuela has the most oil of anybody in the goddamn world. They have the most oil reserves. So this is why they're lining up all of their military fleet. This is what they're doing. This is what America has always done. So when we look at our passport, the passport of America has always been the most sought after thing. When you go to China, but see, here's the thing. What you have now is you have BRICS. You have Brazil, you have Russia, you have India, you have China, and you have South Africa. All of these countries are coming together and they're coming to destroy the dollar. But a lot of people don't understand. Us here in America, we don't even understand that right now that the dollar is going to die. And we're so stupid because we're listening to Donald Trump. We don't even understand within the next 10 years, the dollar will be dead. It will be done.
I want to say something. Y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta relax, bro. Y'all gotta relax. You gotta relax a second. Let me Let me holler at the brother. Relax, man. Oh, a second. I got y'all. Let me holler at him. Because I got to push back on what he's saying about why people come into America. Because we forget America marketed itself as the land of opportunity. And let me give you some statistics that's going to blow your mind. Because you think that people come to America for all that, when really all you got to do is look at half of the Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants, y'all. Let me give you something real quick. The U.S. has long been seen as the quote-unquote land of opportunity. Now watch this, y'all. Ain't too many countries out there that got a big-ass billboard up that's saying, come over here. We gonna cater to you just like you're an American that's born here. Bro, that's a traitorous ass government, and we see that our government is against the American citizens because our government is a bunch of goddamn immigrants and foreigners. It's been infiltrated. It's everybody that's born and raised in this land, which is what FBA is all about. Get the shit end of the stick because we're still the blood of the natives who've been colonized. It's our land. The people that came here and took the land from our ancestors are still controlling the resources and making sure we get the least of it. They can't empower the owners. I hope that sink in. Look at right here. It says roughly 45% of Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or their children. You know, when we say that the corporations own the government, well, look, the corporations are mainly immigrants. You want to know why they doing more for foreigners than American? You want to know why the corporations that's doing business on American soil don't even got to abide by the Constitution? Because they don't consider themselves Americans. They say you Americans can go by that damn Constitution, but we in power because we over here doing business and we running shit and we can be outlaws.
Can I respond to that?
Oh yeah, and I got more for you. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So see, this is why the numbers are skewed. So when it says immigrants, it skews it to where you may be thinking, oh, it's 45% of immigrants.
Look at Elon Musk.
Right. You may be thinking of people like Haitians or Bayesians.
I'm not.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, other people may look at that stat and they'll say, well, damn, roughly 45% of the Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants. Well, you have to understand this one thing. Donald Trump, his parents were immigrants.
Maybe you're proving my point. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me finish. These people were not native to America. So when you when you bring up 45% of Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants, listen, these are still white people. So when you look at it, they're still
whites can be immigrants, brother. Whites can be immigrants too.
The point I'm making is that they're beholden to white people. So when you bring up this immigrant talk has nothing to do with immigrants that are coming from Africa. Immigrants that are coming from China.
I didn't say that. I just said they.
I know you didn't, bro. Yeah, I heard you very clearly. You didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, I want to make it clear for the people that's listening. These immigrants are not coming from the places that other people may think. Because when we look, perfect example, when we take a person like Elon Musk, this dude came over here already rich.
But listen, I'm glad you brought him up. He come from Africa. and he damn near got half of the government right now.
He comes from South Africa, bro.
That's Africa, brother. That's Africa, brother.
Listen, I never
That's
said
Mandela, Africa. Yeah,
I never said it wasn't. But he comes from South. He comes from South Africa, and the reason how the way how this dude got his money is through apartheid. Now, if you don't want to add the way how his father actually got his money to where then Elon Musk was
now
able
watch
to get
this. I'm glad you brought that up. Apartheid is basically rich white men pitting the locals or the natives of that land against each other with their
that's
money.
not what it is. That's not what
I'm just putting it
apartheid
in
is.
a nutshell.
No,
It's
that's not.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it is. Apartheid is not that, bro. Apartheid is not that. You're wrong.
what is it?
So yeah, tell us what it is, because I'm gonna go into it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Tell us what apartheid.
Go ahead.
Well, apartheid is when you declassify and treat the home people that are there, and you treat them like trash, and you extract resources from these people to where you then become the class that own these people. Essentially, that's apartheid.
Can I ask you a quick question, real quick?
Hold on, let me finish explaining.
Okay.
I just want to finish explaining. So apartheid is when you have a home group, indigenous group, an indigenous group that's already there, and then you take what they do, and then you impose colonization, and then you take and you extract everything that they have, and then you give it to your group, and then after you have and you've given this all to your group, you then begin to exclude these people to where they can't do the things that you can do on a daily basis. That's apartheid. And we see the same thing going on right now.
Let me know
Israel.
when you're done.
Yeah, I'm about to be done. I'm not gonna.
Oh
go
yeah,
too
for
long.
sure. You good? Take your time.
Yeah. So when you talk about apartheid, that's what apartheid is. We see the same thing going on in Israel. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. We see the same thing going on in Israel right now, because right now in Israel, this land has been named for over 200 years. It's been called Palestine. But after 1948 and after the Nakba in the 1960s, the Jews came in and they had a bigger army and they took over the land of the Palestinians. So now we call it, hey, what are they doing? It's a genocide. It's apartheid because they've taken over these people's land. But go ahead.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you why you shouldn't, but let me just go and get into this, man. So anyway, people, everything he said I agree with, but he missed one aspect of apartheid, which is basically, let's sum it up. They taking over people's land using the same devil tactics we all used to. But one thing he leaving out is them funding both sides of war. So, for example, the small hats he bringing up, right? Let's pull this up real quick. Hold on, where my screen share? I don't know if y'all can. Am I even sharing the right one real quick? Let me go here real quick. It's this one. Now y'all can see it. So check this out. Hold on a second. Let me move my slides over because I had the wrong one open. Now look, here go the small hats. You see the small hats that he referring to, right? You see them with the doggone Republicans all the time. Like, for example, like Jews with, I'm finna make a very simple point, but you'll see where I'm going. You see how the Jews got Trump wearing that yarmulke right there, right? My whole point is this. You see the Jews with Trump. You see the Jews with Obama. And the whole thing about it, the Democrats and Republicans hate each other. And they fucking damn near at the brink of civil war right now. But the Jews is funding both parties secretly. Just like these record labels that's owned by the Jews is funding the Crips and the Bloods that's killing each other. One Jewish family signing this gang member, the other Jewish family signing that gang member, and they dissing, beefing each other, and they profiting off the war. In Africa, what happened when they went in there and took power is they played into a civil war and beef between the people that was already there. How did they do it? The government came in and started giving one of those African political parties guns, machines, and ammo. They started rising up against the other group. Guess what the other group did? Asked for European help. The same group that funded they ops came and funded them and gave them guns to kill each other. And they still funding both sides of war in a lot of these places that they control, because not only do they fund you to kill each other, you're now in debt to them because it's just a loan, just like they do these rappers with the record labels. So the leaders is now selling out, and they going against their own people, man. Civil war, just like what's happening in America. For these people to do what you said with apartheid and take over, their main tactic is to divide and conquer. To do that, you control both sides, and that's exactly what we see here in America, bro. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying I think you leaving out that this is a major part of apartheid. In fact, the first words of apartheid is apart. They trying to tear some people apart and divide them and conquer them. Seriously.
So you agree with me?
Oh yeah, I ain't debating. I ain't even trying to debate. I'm just trying. I think it's clarification.
You agree with me, then?
Right.
So
I think both of us know that apartheid is basically can be summed up as one of the systems that they use to usurp power in an area. You know, or if you want to call them Jews, small hats, whatever. But
okay,
I'm saying,
so hold on real quick.
Go
If you take what I said to where these people enact colonialism, and then when you say that, oh, you have one side who's now are being given guns and all of this other stuff,
funding and all that,
yeah. That's the same thing. Like, like, where's the disagreement? Because I thought you said
I thought it was, but after you gave your spiel, I said before I went in that, hey, I agree with everything he just said, but what he's leaving out is the aspect of the main aspect of apartheid, like to fund both sides and to like divide and conquer. That's what I was originally.
But let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick, and we can let somebody else go because I don't want to hog the mic. You're right about that. That a lot of times the colonialists, they will fund both sides to make it look like
all of the time they do
to make it seem like, hey, this one side is not doing something deleterious to the other side. We get that, but what I'm saying is exactly what you're saying. Like, yeah, like of course. Perfect example, when you take America is giving the guns and the butter. They're giving these things to Israel so they can enact genocide to kill off the Palestinians. So it's really the same thing. So if you're saying it like that, then okay, I can get that. But I think we're saying the same thing at the end of the day. But what happens is genocide. And not genocide, but colonialism comes first. And I think we have to understand what colonialism is. And that's what I was trying to explain, is that colonialism does come first. And this is what we see. This is what we saw. We see it with the Hawaiians. We saw it with the Native American Indians. We saw it on West Coast of Africa. We see it over in Palestine. This is what the West, if you want to call it, this is what they do. And they haven't changed their playbook. And unfortunately, and I'll say this last thing, but a lot of us are just too stupid to see it.
Hey, yo, I just want to say this too. Like when you were saying that the America is like putting everybody else down, the point that bro was making was the whole apartheid thing when he said that, because America not putting people down. America is welcoming in other nations to come into America.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, bro. That's why you got China.
Let me say one thing, Keith. One thing about this country that we in, no other country markets itself as this place. Come over here, you can blow up quick. You can live the American dream. And we literally, the nickname of this country is the land of opportunity. The immigrants that Trump kicking out, they bringing that up like we hypocrites because it is a form of false advertising. Think about this, right? What if a person say, look, come into my casino and gamble. Everybody gonna have an opportunity to hit. This casino is the land of opportunity.
And then when you bring people in, they can't gamble.
or some shit, or they don't hit, right? But my whole thing, or you just kick them out like what Trump doing. People gonna say America is a hypocrisy, like y'all say y'all the land of opportunity, but you kicking the immigrants out. So the whole thing is, the answer, y'all, just in a nutshell, that explains like why so many people try to come here, because they seek an opportunity. They're
Well, hold
seeking,
on.
Right.
yeah.
But bruh, see, let me
A
say this
lot of them
last
are
thing. And
desperate.
we have to understand this major piece. We have to understand this major piece. And this is something that I said that I think that's getting lost. We have to be honest with each other. The reason why you may have people from Venezuela, people from Cuba, people from all of these other places. The main reason why they're coming to these places is because America has destabilized where these people live at. This is just the truth. America has destabilized these places to where these places can no longer trade freely. These places can no longer do what they would be doing if America didn't get involved in their business. And I think that's a huge thing that people are leaving out. That us as Americans, we don't
Hold on real
understand.
quick.
Hold on, let me say this
Hey,
last part. Let me say this last part.
man, you've been on the mic for
Let me say
hours.
this
Just
last,
share
bro.
the
I
mic.
haven't
What's
been on an
wrong?
hour, bro. Just
It
chill.
feels like
He
So,
too
so,
about
much.
so
to
when
go
you
on
look
land his
honestly,
plane.
yeah, let me land my plane. So when you look honestly, bro, America has approximately 186 different goddamn bases around the world, to where we patrol the world, and this is why we spend $1 trillion a year. Other countries, they're able to take the money that they have and they're able to give it back to their citizens in free healthcare. They're able to give it back to their citizens in other ways. America, we don't do that. We have to pay for our healthcare and it hurts us.
Hey, bro, they hate us now. They don't look at us like we're all the top dogs no more. They know America's about to fall, number one, and they look at us like the world's idiots ever since 9/11 and shit like that.
For
So
Right.
real.
But why though? It's because of imperialism, bruh. And this
Hey,
is what
brother
I'm trying
Q.
to.
Hey, brother
Gerald, this
Q.
is not really a news flash, but at the same time, these other countries they putting together their own currency because
That's
America
not
has destroyed its own dollar by not keeping an economic base and a good economy going to where there's a middle class and a strong economic base. They
But
don't
why though?
because they don't. The rich get the tax cuts. The corporation gets the tax cuts, and all
Okay.
that military that you talking about need to be paid for. And there's nowhere near enough money in the poor now. The poor working class can't
Okay.
pay for the military.
Freeze.
So,
Hold on,
so what
freeze.
I'm saying is, bro, hold on now. What I'm saying is that our economic base does not have the income to pay our spending by our government, and our government is spending by giving tax cuts to people who should be carrying that burden because they have the most benefit.
Thank
So
you.
So
that's
so,
why
so let
it's
me
I,
ask.
that's
Saying,
why it's a house of cards because
Hold
people
on, hold
fall
on, hold on,
down.
hold on. Let
hey,
me talk
look,
to
brother
this brother.
Q.
Let me talk to this brother because he
Okay, go
sounds
ahead.
like he's on the right path. So let me ask you. So why is it that no matter who it is, whether it's Democrat or Republican, they continuously do the same thing? They give tax cuts to the millionaires and billionaires. Why is it that they do that? Because you've identified the problem. You've clearly identified the problem. So
They're
why is
giving
it?
those people tax
It's
cuts.
very simple, bro. It's
They're
very
giving those
simple.
people tax
It's
cuts. They're
it.
giving the
Hold on, let him
immigrants and the
finish.
Well,
Let him
can I?
finish.
Hold on a second, y'all. Let me do something real quick. Sterling, let me get a mic check.
Yeah, Sanchez, wagwan.
Salute to
Mic
you.
check, mic check. Salute
Okay,
to you
I'm
on the
just
panel.
making sure. Okay, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so to answer your question, the Democrats and Republicans are in there negotiating the deals that these corporations make with the government. Okay, the industrial military complex
Can
got to
you
keep a
pause for
war
just
going
one
on because
second, bro,
they're the
so we can
biggest cost.
converse? Can you
What?
pause for 1 second so we can converse? What I'm asking you is, why is it that no matter if there's a Democrat like Obama, if there's a Republican like Trump, why is it that no matter who goes in the government, they still try to make these sweetheart deals with the rich? Why is that? Can you answer
Okay.
me that
Because
question?
because I,
Yeah,
I
if
want
you
to
stop
answer
for
that
a
one.
second and
I'll
let me
answer that one
answer it,
for you. Yeah,
they
go ahead.
both they both are owned by APAC. In other words, when they get
No,
ready to wait,
no,
Let him
no.
answer it though.
bro,
Let him answer.
let me answer you. Okay, they both are all the Republicans and Democrats are funded by AIPAC. When they're campaigning, you don't hear about the other brothers that's running, or sisters that's running, or people that's running. You only hear about the commercials about the people that they support because they got the money to get onto the networks. Okay, so you got the same people getting elected, Republican or Democrat, they owe the same people. Just like you look at this war over there in Israel, it was Democrats running that war when it started. Okay, and then when they changed power to Republican, it got even worse. It's still the same agenda. Okay, those people make you think that they're going against each other, but they're on the same team. Okay,
Right.
that's why
Right.
I
Exactly.
let the answer is to leave them parties and go independent and
Correct.
not be on the list saying that making them think you're gonna vote. The only way you get to them is to threaten their power. Okay,
Go
that's
ahead,
their
go
biggest
ahead, bro,
fear,
and I'll
is
go
losing
after you.
power.
Go ahead, bro, and I'll go after you.
So all I'm saying is that this has been going on for the last 75 years.
That's
More
not
than that,
true, bro.
really.
It's not
They've
true,
been
bro.
okay. How long you been waiting for reparations?
Bro, that's a whole different
They
question.
they
Let's
promise you, and you still vote for them because you think like the left, the original Klan, is going to do something for you, and they make you believe that. And
bro,
the
Hey,
you have
Cube,
to
I'm
stay
I'm
Republicans,
on
just curious,
you
task.
know,
Cube.
is the ops.
Cube, I'm
Okay,
Bro,
just
so
bro,
curious.
when
Are your family members descendants of
bro,
slaves?
please
Both of them.
stay on task, bro. You have to stay on task. But
what
So you
but
don't
go
know what to
ahead.
talk about, Cube? I'm just curious. Are
Go
you
ahead,
a
bro. I'll
foundational
go
Black
after
American?
you.
Are
Say
you a
what?
foundational Black American?
Bro, I don't answer those type of questions, bro.
Why not? No,
I'm
whoa, whoa, whoa,
sorry, but
whoa,
I
whoa,
don't.
whoa, 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 whoa.
You see,
To
this what
me,
I'm.
hold on a
Go ahead, Cube.
second, hold on. Asking someone is their FBA is no different than asking them what political group they stand with, what religious group they stand with. I don't know why would that be a hard one, but I ain't gonna force you, Cube. That was just I was
Listen.
like,
Let me
yeah.
tell you, bro. Let me tell you. Like, if you go
I
to my
think it'll
channel,
be easier to just
hold on, real
answer them
quick.
than the.
I'll tell you,
Okay,
bro.
but
I'll
yeah.
tell you, bro. You can go to my channel. I've made this clear. I have a very specific situation that I don't deal with the FBA niggas. But I'll tell you this, since you want to know, my people are from South Georgia. I wasn't a part of the people that went over to Minnesota, that went over to Chicago, that went over to New York in the 1940s and 50s. My people are the people that stayed in South Georgia. My people are the people that stayed in the South, that you niggas love to talk about the South. My people are those people. So my people are from South Georgia. I was born and raised in the South. I was actually born in fucking a hospital in Miami, Florida. Before the
We're not
shit was
talking about
actually.
where you was
No,
born, though.
listen, bro. Listen.
Where your
No,
great
no, no. You asked
grandfather
me
was
a
born.
question. I'm trying to
If
respond.
you, bro, are
You
you
asked me a
FBA?
question.
That's
I'm
what
trying
we
to
asking.
respond.
Not where you was
So
born.
you don't want me to respond to it anymore? You don't want
Are
me to
your
respond?
family descendants of
Okay,
slaves?
cool.
Not where you born. That's what
Okay,
we want to
cool.
know.
Okay, cool. You don't want me to respond? Go ahead, bro.
Are you a
He not he
foundation?
he not FBA, bro. If he was, he would just say yes. We all know
Okay.
that. He not.
Okay.
So let's move on. So he sat there and said he'll
Let's
talk
just
about
move
stuff he
on.
don't
You're
know
right.
about,
Let's just move on.
but he don't know about American history the way that FBA
Yeah,
does. So he been
Right.
screaming
Let's just
I
about
ain't
it.
move
gonna lie.
on.
So
Let's
he
just
been
move on.
screaming
You're
about
right.
it for the
You're right.
past hour.
Just for the sake of moving on, so for clarity, the brother is not FBA, and it's okay. He ain't gotta be forced to be.
No, bro. I just told you that I am what would be considered by these idiots FBA. I would be considered FBA.
No. What I'm
Oh,
saying
okay. Go
is
ahead.
though, FBA ain't just you may qualify, but if you don't, one thing about like qualifying to be FBA is like, do you want to be it? But if a person say I'm not no, I know you don't. I'm telling you that, hey, I'm doing you a favor. I'm telling you, look, man, he's not FBA. Fine, leave him alone. Like you did.
Bro, listen, I just told you, bro. My family is from
We not
South
fools, bro.
Georgia. I'm part of those fucking people that never went to fucking upstate and all of that shit. I'm telling you, I'm part of those people. So if you are too stupid to not understand what I'm telling you, I can't help you, nigga. So I don't give a
You
fuck about your
disrespecting.
stupid FB. Bro,
ain't
I
never
don't give a
disrespectful,
fuck
bro.
about your stupid FBA shit, bro.
So,
I
but
tell you
let
right
me tell
now,
you something. Hold
You
on, hold
talking
on, hold
about
on.
our whole
Hold
heritage,
up,
bro.
hold
I
up.
don't
You
give a
realize that, right?
bro. I don't care about the.
Think about what I'm saying, Cube. I'm saying exactly what you saying, y'all. This man don't give no crap about no FBA. Don't even bring up FBA with him. That's what he said. I'm just repeating him. And I'm just saying, if that's the stance, I was just going extra mile saying, look, this brother's not FBA. Don't treat him like FBA. Or let's just say this. Let's say he is FBA, but we won't treat him like FBA. He's
And
like over there. He's
agree. I agree, bro. So now that we established that, we can stop talking about American stuff that he probably don't have the level of intimacy with the information that a true FBA would. So I agree. So we could just stop talking about American history, colonialism, racism, all of that, bro. You don't know. You an immigrant for real. Your family immigrated. You feel me? Your family migrated.
I
I
didn't
mean,
say
you
that.
don't,
You gonna
you
make him
don't really
mad.
have
have
to
to
I'm gonna
talk
talk
say that
about
though.
it
about
with
I'm gonna
him.
say that though.
I still want to make a statement though.
Like he don't know that there's people in control of this country that give people uppers over us to come into this country and be a part of this country on top of the people who here. He even gave the definition of that, but then went against what he said, bro. You fighting yourself over there, bro. You got to stop hitting yourself in the face with what you said.
Well,
That's crazy.
just for the record, y'all, I'm FBA, Foundational Black American. Even if FBA diss me, say something wrong, or even try
Facts.
to out me, I'm still gonna ride for FBA
Here, here,
because
here,
this
here.
is who
Let
Me
me
I
too,
help
am.
him
bro.
Like,
We
out.
can't stop
Hey
being
Sanchez,
FBA.
let
We
me help
can't
him
I'm
just
out.
just
choose.
talking
Let me
about
help
Feel
him
me.
me?
out.
I'm just saying by
Let me help him
default,
out.
I ain't got no choice. That's just who I'm
Hey,
born.
let
That's
me help him out.
my group. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Sanchez,
an
let me help him out. Let me help him out.
indigenous native.
If you want to treat me as
I didn't
non-FBA,
even
I
do
will.
that to you, brother.
No, no, I didn't say you. I didn't say you.
Okay.
I didn't say you. What I'm saying is, if y'all want to treat me as non-FBA, please do, because I do not like FBA. I think it's an online hate group. I don't want to be a
Okay.
part of FBA, even though
See,
I
I was
know
trying
my.
to save you to where you ain't have to do all that because that
No,
right there.
I don't like FBA. No, I don't
Can I
like them.
can I
Hold on?
ask him a
Can I ask
question,
you a question?
Sanchez?
I want to ask
Oh,
him
You
a
can,
question
brother.
first. I want to ask him a question first. Do
Okay.
you think that social political groups are hate groups in America?
No, not all of them, but FBA is one.
Can you not only just say it's a hate group, but come with the receipts and the arguments to show us how?
Yeah, of course. Because when we
Yeah.
look at FBA, what we see
What we
with
see?
FBA, yeah, I can tell you. You just asked me, so I'll tell you. So what FBA does,
Uh-huh.
FBA tries to push and force an out group, because what FBA likes to do is they want to force an in group, to where now they've so-called made this in group to where if you weren't a slave of America. And see, here's the crazy thing about this so-called in group, because Tariq Nasheed, the leader of all of these
He's not a
dunces,
leader of FBA. He's not.
yeah,
Ain't no
no, he's
leader.
not.
And is he
Ain't no
pushing an
leader.
agenda?
I need everyone else to mute up. I'm talking to Cube because just for the sake of clarity. Stand by for a minute.
Yeah, stand back and stand down. All right, so it's very simple. So Tariq Nasheed, the leader of this movement,
Why you
Tariq
think
Nasheed,
Tariq the leader, man?
because everybody understands he's the leader of this movement. Did
Let
you
me
not
tell
know
you
he was the
something.
leader?
But see, here's the thing right here, though.
Talk to us.
Tariq will tell you out of his mouth he ain't the leader. Bro, let me explain something to you because this
Sure.
showing your ignorance real quick. Just listen
Okay.
just for 1 minute
Okay.
real quick. Do you know that FBA is a lineage?
No, FBA is not a lineage. It's a hate group that was formed by Tariq Nasheed.
You know what, brother? If that's how you want to see it, if you want to see that people saying, listen, let's identify on a political level, because Tupac said he wanted to have his own black political party. The closest we got to that, it's a bunch of black people that's coming together with one voice on a political level, and can't nobody have part in that voice if they don't identify as what we call a black man, black woman, born foundationally. They can trace their DNA here. And the only thing I'm saying is ain't nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of other groups like that. And when I say people show their ignorance, people act like FBA is exclusive. Now I'm gonna give you a scenario to let y'all know how y'all are the hate group, right? Because everybody in America, which is the land of opportunity, come here with a flag. I want you to think of a table. Think of a Jamaican flag. Think of a Haitian flag. Think of a Moroccan flag. Think of a Ghana flag. Think of a Liberian flag, Kenyan flag. Let's fill that table up with flags. All of those people are in America, right? And they identify exclusive as a group. And you can't come in a group on a social political level telling them how to vote, how to use their political power in America. And every group in America come together like a football team. Huddle up, everybody, huddle. Let's get a play together. And when black people try to form a huddle and say, hey, huddle, huddle, come on, man, huddle in. We got to call a play, see what we're going to do with this political game, right? Everybody say, man, y'all being divisive. Why y'all going over there by yourself? But they team already got huddles going. And they team got huddles going, and they calling good ass plays, man. They making good moves on a political level. Our team don't suck at politics. It's just that we're not allowed to huddle together because somebody gonna get mad. We can, it ain't that we losing this game because we suck. It's just that we can't galvanize. Because when everyone else teams say huddle and they can gather around a quarterback and everyone come to let's get a play together on a social political level, it's cool. But when imagine trying to play a game of football, your team can't huddle, but the other team can. Y'all gonna lose every time. It ain't because you suck. Communication is key. You got to be able to plan, strategize, and galvanize.
Good point. That's a good point. Because it's hard to go anywhere in the future without a plan.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hard if we don't realize that, you know, this structure, the way the structure is set up. When he said the apartheid thing, man, that was real key to this whole situation. So to take that definition and to rephrase to take upon a different perception of the deception is crazy. When there's only one truth, things may be true on different aspects for different people, but there's only one truth. So what is the truth of the matter? Like, I think he's falling into a common misconception that happens with a lot of people who are socially engineered. When you socially engineer, you begin to stand on your post-truth, what you post or what you say type thing. But there's only one universal truth. The universal truth is what's happening with apartheid is we got people coming into this country and they're being given economic floors, and we don't have an economic floor. We don't even have a nationality. We don't even have a community, bro, when it comes to people. So this is why these type of conversations rattle the foundation of Black American, bro. And you saying you from the South? I'm from the South. Sanchez from the South. There's other brothers who from the South who up here like that type of talk right there. I mean, I don't know if it's for political reasons, but on when it comes to just an individualistic reason, that ain't gonna fly right, bro. You kind of going against some of the things that you saying. That's all, and not to be disrespectful or none of that, bro.
Hey guys, I got a very direct question, if you don't mind. There's what 3 or 4 people that believe in this process, I guess you could call it, and I've heard different takes on it, and I've heard some good takes actually on it. But I just want to know what's the expectation of this type of, you know, unfolding and getting anything done. Or what I mean is, how far have we moved the ball from a while back to now to where it's going? Because I think to where people think where it's going, I think the technology and the laws are going to be changed so much that it ain't even going to look like the same landscape. But yeah, go ahead.
Let me see something real quick. I think we gotta, yeah, I gotta play this video. I ain't never get to play it. Too many interjections real quick. Salutes. Let me play this for y'all real quick. Because is Blair still on? Oh, Blair got up out of here. Damn. Blair was our Charlie Kirk supporter.
Yeah.
Let me do something for y'all. For y'all brothers on the call.
Yeah, I'll be right back,
man. It's your boy Kato Media, and yes, I am back with another one on today's discussion, man. We talking about Charleston White. Now, I'm not gonna lie, man. The boy was spot on with this one, man. He discusses the hypocrisy in white America. And it's true, man, when it comes to us, whether that be police brutality or police killings, man, it seems like we're made fun of until the joke is no longer on us. He pretty much discussed how white people make fun of black people pain, which is very deep. Charleston White understands how to play the game, and he knows how to play it well, man. Now, before we get into this video, man, make sure you push up on that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, so you know when your boy's dropping. Let's get into the details.
Y'all applauded me when I disrespected Gilly the Kid, son. Y'all applauded me when I disrespected all y'all applauded that. Loved and came to the shows, even the comedy club owners. Oh, we love him back while I make mockery of George Floyd. And he said, his baby. Said, Woody, baby. Oh, y'all laugh.
Yeah, they did.
That's why nobody really like white people. Nobody.
Now here's where I disagree with. I don't think we can group all white people in that, because all white people ain't with the racist shit. But you know, Charleston White gon' do him.
They really like y'all. There's nowhere y'all can go in the world where people don't frown up at y'all. Ethnocentric. Learn the word.
Because guess what black people will tell you? I've heard black people tell me, well, Sanchez, the majority of white folks is with white supremacy. Therefore, the majority rule. The few you talking about that's on our side don't matter, right? But then white Americans say, well, the majority of the black man is a certain stereotype, so the majority rules, so all of y'all like that too. So everybody kind of do that, you know what I'm saying? But
you ain't got no friends. The black boy have been your only friend in the last 50 years. The worst of the world want to destroy you. Everybody.
How true is that, y'all? Because sometimes I think as black people, we would like to tell ourselves like, well, the white man need us for this, for sports, for that. And yeah, the black man, black people has been the only friend of the white man for the past. And I ain't gonna lie, I think that's a little cap on that now. The white man got some allies now, more than just black folks. See, Negroes would like to hear that, but come on, is that cap or not, y'all?
I think it's cap for me. It's cap for me, Sanchez, just because I grew up right outside the hood, man. And ever since I've been in a wheelchair, the only friend I have that I do music with and just hang out with is Carlin Camp, man. Gainesville, Georgia. Yeah. That's my buddy. And he's a colored man. But go ahead.
I think it's cap, but it's not cap. Cause they say dog, they best friend. So when a nigga wanna be a dog for him, then yeah, he'll be his best friend. And that's what I think. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we got a lot of people who look at these situations, what's going on, as far as, you know, the white man's in control and all this, when a lot of the issues that's going on with us come from the boule. It come from the people who
that's just an extension of white supremacy. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the white men have the real high positions up, right?
For the right
in society.
They steer us the wrong way. The boule steer us the wrong way, and they don't steer us back towards each other. You know, the only way that we really ever gonna make a dent in our situation is if we vote as a group of people. See, you look at the Republican, the right. If you look at the right, not the left, they all vote. They all toe the line. whether they agree with it or not. This is what the party got to do. They all vote the same way. Democrats don't.
Good question, panel.
They got two or three Dixiecrats in there that will always go with the Republicans, conservatives, you know. And the Democratic Party used to be the party of the Klan. Okay, so that's who, you know, that's the way, that's the history of it. They were the true, they left when Lincoln won that Civil War for the end of slavery, all right? So at that point, they became the ops. But not everybody left that party. They would call them Dixiecrats. But what we don't do, we don't all vote the same way. You know, like if we all did, like Ice Cube was even trying to do that. Ice Cube was trying to get people to see, wait a minute, we've been looking at the wrong way, that we should just pull
Does
back
it
our
matter?
vote.
Does it matter how we vote? Does our vote reflect?
I think.
Yeah.
Wait.
I just want to answer it real quick.
Does it matter
if you
if
don't
we
mind.
vote?
Let me hear
I just want to
No,
say
I was
this real
asking
quick.
him though, because I think he said it though. If
yeah.
you think the boule is overrated, I think that you probably think knowledge is overrated. Saying something like that. Go ahead.
Well, all I was saying was that we are certain, like 13% of the population, right? Most elections are under double digits in difference, you know, and the margin and the winner and the loser is like more like 5%, right? So we would have power if we used it together, because we got 13% of the vote.
All right, I'm gonna pull it.
We could make the decision on
I,
who it was.
I don't think no voting matters, man, in this country. And I
That's
think
why
that
that's why we ain't gonna never, if we don't participate.
Let me chime in on.
We ain't gonna never.
Let me jump in first. I got you.
Let's get these chime ins and jump ins in so we can get to the
All right.
video, man. People got a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm gonna make mine quick. Brother. What's needed today is a tribal, legal nation of like-minded people, thinkers that say Jew, thinkers that know what's coming, thinkers that have been studying for years for something, you know, major, right? And we don't know when that time will be or when it'll be right. And I'm gonna land it right here because I want to hear from the brother that was just talking before me. Yeah. You know, if we came together colorless, but was based on our not political views, but our over like our how they do it. You know, what I'm saying is how they play the game is the long game. You know, and we play the long game and we get these young bucks in the right set of mind, artists, all artists. They ain't gotta be popular, they ain't gotta be the big dog that, you know, it ain't that those kind of artists. I'm talking about an artist nation. And we won't have to vote.
When
right?
he's done, let me get my mic.
We write our declaration.
He said he was gonna land.
Write, Yep, we're gonna land. With this, we're gonna write our own laws, and that is legal. But we have to stay strong and together to form a nation like that. But yeah, whatever y'all think about that. And thank you for letting me speak.
No problem.
But my bottom line answer to that is, all people should be voting their economic standing. And that's the biggest problem with America, is that some people will vote for who they feel is like-minded like them, rather than vote their economic situation. No people that's down here working for a living should be voting for anybody that's in the Congress, in the Senate.
Can we get my mic back, please, man? I don't like. We talking too much about voting when I just said over and over your votes don't matter. Now, if don't nobody want to debate me on that, then we can just move forward on the voting. You know what I'm saying?
I'll debate. You know, I'll debate you on that.
I wanted to chime in real quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Everybody know who Stephen A. Smith is. I'm sure if you're into sports.
Yep.
Just recently, he stated that he would likely attempt to run for president if things doesn't look good. I want to know how many would you guys
Okay,
actually vote
would
for
you vote
Stephen
for
A.
him?
Smith?
Now, here's the thing, right? I just said, I don't know if y'all doing this on purpose. I just said the voting conversation. Y'all don't agree with me that it's kind of going a little too long? Because do you really think you'll fucking vote? Let me ask y'all a question, right? If my ancestors fought to take over some land and they died, bled, it was years of warfare, do you think that I would give the people who land I took a chance to gain power from me simply at a fucking ballot box? Or is that the illusion of inclusion?
Illusion of
It's about the
inclusion.
majority. I mean, of course, this is just something that would likely possibly happen.
You ain't answering my question, though. The question was this right here. I'm going to ask it to you directly then, since you spoke. If you went into a land that some people own and you took it over, you waged war with them, you didn't vote for the land, right? You said, fuck that, I'm finna kill these people. They gonna have to get down or lay down. And it go through hundreds of years of bloody warfare. Your people die, they people die. But at the end of the day, you come out the victor. Would you ever give them a chance to gain any of that power back by doing anything other than fighting like you did? I'm asking you.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, then let's move on. I don't like to entertain silly stuff. My time precious. I don't know about y'all, right? So let's just, why come here and fantasize? We're a bunch of grown folks that's in a community. We got the internet. We can talk about anything, and y'all want to fantasize? So if you wouldn't do it, they wouldn't do it. Let's not even play with people's time like that. Move on. Let's go ahead, y'all. So what I was saying in the on the poll was, if y'all respect Steve Coakley, and I ain't gonna lie, it's embarrassing to realize that a lot of my people don't know who Steve Coakley is. I'm gonna take the blame on it, and I'm gonna start sharing. I'm gonna go on a spree of just resurrecting his stuff. Steve Coakley was very instrumental on the Black Boule. The Black Boule is the most powerful black people among black Americans. No other black group can compete with them, and they work in silence. They work directly with the same small hats that control the left and the right in this country. Does anyone else want to disagree or push back? Or I'm trying to educate people on it, because I had an ignorant person in my chat room that said that the Boule is fairy tale and is nonsense. And I'm gonna put them on timeout real quick just to let them know who's boss, because they turned me orange in the chat room. Let me stop you from talking just a minute there, Dogon. You're doing a lot. I need you to listen for a minute. Watch this, right? Ain't nobody in my chat room who know who Steve Coakley is gonna take your word as a stranger over the OG. And plenty more before him, even some of our great leaders in the past that spoke about this black cabal. See, a lot of people will tell you the Illuminati is a conspiracy theorist, Sanchez. Ain't no Illuminati. Ain't no Tavistock Institute. Ain't no Bilderberg group. Don't cut off. Let me land. You doing a lot too, kind of a little bit, RG. I ain't gonna lie, cause
Sorry, I'm just laughing. Sorry.
Yeah, brother. I'll let you go a minute. I'm just trying to land my plane out. Because I drink, smoke, I forgot what I'm saying. So, like I'm saying, right, you got a lot of people that came before us that's in respected positions that warned about the Boule. It's like a person saying, Sanchez, the Black Prince Hall Masons don't exist. We know that the people in power have infiltrated every group's elite, their talented tenth, as we call it. They have infiltrated every group's powerful top people at the top. That's how they control all of these countries. They go into the country, they see who running shit, and they take over the people at the top, just like they doing with our presidents. Just how they got Barack and Trump kissing the ring. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't think that the most powerful people in your group have already made a deal with the devil, you're dangerous and you don't need to be in spaces like mine. Your type of naive ass thinking is why we can never progress. Because if you don't think that the rich people have formed unions against the poor, if you think that our ancestors was lying about the World Economic Forum, the Tavistock, the Bilderberg, all of these secret meetings that these people having, that we got pictures. We got several pictures of the most powerful people in the world meeting up at a certain place every year. We have pictures of this. These meetings ain't public. Ain't no news station covering these meetings. Think about it now. How you got the world most powerful people all in one building and it ain't big news every time it happened?
That's a fact.
So you got a lot of people that will sit in the chat room and they will be keyboard vigilantes, but my call-in link is pinned. And once I see that I'm starting to be distracted and I'm giving them a lot of attention in the chat room when they can just hit the link and come up and talk, then I'm going to put them on timeout. That's called trolling. That means, Sanchez, I don't want to talk to you. I want to type to you, even though my call line's open. So let me go on here and give y'all the mic back. And we're going to keep on putting the chat trolls in timeout,
Right. So I got a couple of questions about this group, the Boulets, just because I'm ignorant, but I would like to learn. Does anybody know if they take money from these, let's just call them the blues, do they take money from that, and where does it get passed around communities to make things better, to help out with certain issues? Do y'all know much about that part of the Boulets?
Nepotism, man. Nepotism runs with the Boulay system to where a certain group of so-called black people are excelled beyond the normal group of black people. I don't know if you black. You don't think you sound black. No disrespect or nothing, but like I'm a brother. I'm from the South. So we got brothers who move from the South to the North.
I'm black at heart, but yeah, go ahead.
And I rock with that, because maybe you may be from around the hood area or whatever, but we talking about the Boulay. So the Boulay, they have a nepotism system which merges them with black nobility in America. So with black nobility in America, it puts them above the regular black people. And what white people don't understand is that the powers that be actually put the bottom lower class white people, which they used to call white trash back in the day, the people who feel like, hey, I'm gonna go in the hood and live with them because it's cheaper and all that. I'm gonna take the under route, okay? So when we got the black boule is the upper class of the black people, but we're still letting those people merge with us and still letting those people be a part of our voice when it's not helping our fight. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but don't you have Black Boule, and there was the lady, a queen that pretty much owned California in the beginning.
But look, before you go there,
how do y'all get the land titles back?
Well, this what it's doing on a surface level, because they selling us that we should be a part of the boule because this is what's gonna uplift our people. This was called pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. But when you pull yourself about the bootstraps. You actually indoctrinate yourself into the system that's going against you. So when you indoctrinate yourself into the system that's going against you, you just only serving the purpose of the system. So we got black boule members who saying, hey man, we finna go fight for a seat at the table when ain't no chair at the table for your ass anyway, because the system ain't broke. System working just fine, brother. The system ain't broke.
Yeah.
The blue A gonna try to convince us that the system broke and we gonna be able to fix it when we gonna get a rude awakening when we get in the house, when we get in masters. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does, and that's the main thing I've
Okay, so
been
keep it
diving
always
into.
be mindful,
With
RG, the artist, that it's okay, you know, to let someone else kind of come in too.
to come in.
You
Okay,
don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
have an endless, you know, back and forth with Key. And
I
Okay,
do
I
have a
don't
question.
want to, yeah, I mean, because it's
I
a
have a
lot of
question.
people on the call. I'm just, you know, let them brothers have a
I'm
chance
just
to
trying
get
to
in.
help,
Yeah.
but yes,
No,
sir.
but
Go
you,
ahead.
but salutes to
Okay,
you though. Much love.
if we convince ourselves that participation in this government is what you should call it futile, then what is that? Where does that leave you on your mission? You know what I mean? Where does that leave the people if there's nowhere to guide them to? If they don't get together, they can't group, they can't huddle, and they can't fight the system.
And
So
that's what I'm
where
saying. That's why Cube left, because when I brought that example up, that's just nothing you can say in response to that. I mean, that's just is what it
right?
is. He
But
want to,
security,
and the thing is, FBA don't have a leader. It is simply a group of people that are saying, listen, my ancestry don't come. It's basically saying I didn't come from Africa. I'm a black person that been here.
right?
Simple.
Yeah, my father told me I wasn't from Africa. He told me I'm native. You know, I'm indigenous and native. You know,
You
so
can't, yeah, you can't have a leader of none like that, you know. But I'll say this real quick, because shout out to the sister Demi, to the brother Retton, and to Justin. We got other people on the call, and I just ask for everyone who, you know, have spoke a lot, you know, to be mindful of the, because they're not gonna come in and
Yeah.
just interject. They waiting on y'all to kind of fall back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So salutes to,
Hey, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump
yeah,
off then, and now I'm gonna
most,
give
most,
everybody more room. But I love you, man.
definitely.
And
Hey,
I
much love to
appreciate
you,
you.
RG. Love you too, man. Anytime,
Yeah.
you welcome anytime, bro.
I would like to contact you somehow because I do artist. I'm trying to make it quick. But do you have a contact that I can leave you some things to look over?
Talk to BROSANCHEZ@gmail.com. Thank you, man. Yeah, hit
gmail.com.
me up.
Thank y'all,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
God bless.
Justin, the mic's on you, brother. Go ahead. Salute. Thanks for joining.
Little big bro. How you doing?
I can't complain.
Or what's the topic right now? What you talking about?
It's what's on your mind. Every caller that calls in get to speak what's on their mind. I'm just letting different people. It's a lot of things that's going on. I don't know what did you actually call in for, but yeah, whatever that reason is, have at it, man. Salutes. Thank you for doing it.
Now we are the body of Christ, and we have to unite as a people, as a unit. And once we do that, and we figure out how to do that, then all the music will be better, all the entertainment will be better, everything will be better. You feel me? That's it.
What's with the symbols and symbolism? Is that something you need to teach us on how to speak these subtle languages to evoke some frequencies or something there?
I don't know how to
go to
teach
church,
it,
we
but
show up. You know.
Nah, salute.
yeah, I just wanted to tap in. That's
Nah, it's
it.
all good for sure.
I just
You
have
know, I love
one
you.
question. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Justin and Brother Sanchez.
Go
Peace
ahead.
now.
Go ahead.
You was talking about the apartheid talking about apartheid, and I just want to know why the green part on the apartheid flag represents the Irish?
Because they were invaded by Europe, you know.
So that goes with the apartheid flag, the Irish.
Well, I don't know what it stands
I
for, but
can't link apartheid exclusive to the Irish because it's a concept that I mean can be practiced on anybody. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, because the apartheid flag has those three colors. The green, it's green, black, and red. And they said the green represent the Irish. And I just want to know what was the Irish
I'm looking
part.
at some right here. It says that the apartheid flag is the former flag of South Africa, used from 1928 to 1994, which symbolized the minority rule and apartheid system, and it was orange, white, and blue. And
it's orange. Oh, they changed. Okay.
You know, because South Africa flag has evolved over time. So I mean, I would just go back. I don't think that the statement that's research to be done. But the bottom line is, whatever the flag that you call it, the apartheid flag, is probably a flag that's exclusive to a certain area somewhere that's remembering apartheid in that area, but it doesn't represent apartheid, the universal apartheid. You know what I'm saying? Like, because apartheid is universal. That can be practiced universal.
That makes sense.
But I do gotta get out of here, man. I'm gonna let that be the last one. I'm pressed for time, and I appreciate y'all for joining. But until next time, peace and much love, y'all.
Peace and
love.
Peace.
Sure. And guys, don't take nothing personal. I have to make sure that everyone that call in actually get to speak, because they'll be like, man, I was waiting on the call for all that time and I didn't even get to say anything because Sanchez let these other guys just kind of take over the show. So guys, that's why I cut some of y'all off and let other people speak too. But appreciate all of y'all and appreciate everybody who supported the show. Shout out to all of the Patreons and to the channel members. See y'all next time. Peace.